I mean, we're all gonna die anyways. But I did it. I clapped real loud. That means the recording has started.
It's a good omen for the recording.
It is. Blessed be ye who believes in the year 2012.
Blessed be.
What if the world did end in 2012 and we're all still in the Matrix?
Oh,
the computer program's just still running.
Somebody turn it off.
We died in a way that just killed everybody, but the Matrix still exists.
Our bodies are gone. We're still here.
No, our bodies are still there, trapped in like little blobble blubbles. Just everybody else is dead.
Our little orb is just...
Yep.
It's like
just
this
us.
one like malfunctioning little like cluster of pods.
Yeah. We just all happen to be in the same pod.
Cuddled together for warmth.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Did I leave my maps at somebody's house? I feel like my erasable map.
No, and it's not in my car.
I left it in Josh.
You were in Josh's car?
Yeah, we went on a classic Mark and Josh road trip.
Oh, classic. Oh yeah, you went to Evans a week or two ago.
Oh really?
That's the one. I missed that one. What was I doing?
I don't know. That's a good question.
Well, we can just use the other side of that temple map paper if we need it.
The theater of my mind.
Well, I feel like we're at 5:43.
I mean,
At this point, we just want to wait till Josh gets
we
here.
are at 5:43. DM makes decisions. Stands for decisions made.
I'm
Okay.
ready to start whenever, but...
He said after 6.
Oh, did he? It wasn't like that. So
It didn't say 6 on the dot, I don't think.
around 6.
Oh. So, I mean, that could be anytime between now and 6:15.
Yeah, generous reading.
This is me, like, being generous with a father figure whose timeline was very skewed to, I'll be there when I show up.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Well, why don't we just get underway?
Sounds good.
Evan, you here? Can you hear me?
Yep,
I
I'm here.
set my Discord up too.
I can hear you just fine.
Cool. Oh wait, I am already in Discord.
You are?
Well,
I'm gonna have to mute you.
yeah.
Wait, you're already muted. I got it perfect. Nobody wants to listen to Mark on
Now
Discord.
he's hearing you twice probably. I'll just
I can mute myself.
I'll just mute myself and we'll use that. He said it was fine, so let us know.
Yeah, if I can hear you just fine, like I'm in the room.
Cool.
You are in the room.
Cool. So we'll get started. Nazira and Yukon will show up at some point.
This is gonna be really funny if they don't, like, Nazira and Quilla don't show up and it's just them talking to these beings the whole time while, like, shit happens around them, and I will laugh real hard.
Well, Quilla's not showing up, so she's definitely just talking to Motorons today.
She better have some interesting stories.
Cool. So, yeah, to bring it back, we last time we ended with Gray swimming through, having to swim somewhat deep beneath the surface level of the swamp because there's just so much moisture there. But swimming through the rock some depth beneath, having disappeared into the earth after a partially successful attempt to launch himself from Shippy towards the center of this, where you've been told that there were 5 originally. Oh, did Evan just drop? Cool. Oh, he's back.
It might have been me.
Oh, you just quit? No, it was Evan. He left.
Oh.
He came back.
Well then.
Are you there, Evan?
It's me, Margaret.
There are ones of those from Bob's Burgers where Tina's praying. She's are you there, God? It's me, Tina, from school.
My internet connection just went out because my computer's stupid and drops connections all the time, and I don't know how to fix it.
Said it's a little
Got it. Back on.
Okay, much better.
There you go.
Hello, excellent.
Hello.
Oh fuck, where were we? Gray, yes. Swimming through the earth at a depth sufficient to get beneath some of at least the wettest portions of the earth in this swampy terrain. Gray, having launched himself from from Shippy after threatening Ellis's life in order to make her pull the trigger and launch the ballista.
He was never going to fire that arrow, by the way.
Xerox immediately leapt off of Shippy, or gave chase after in Gray's direction.
No.
Why don't you tell us what you were up to in this time when Xerox, or Quilla and Nazira were chatting up the strange creature, this automaton thing that you found what amounts to be like the present leader of these creatures. I believe you heard some description of them. They're these weird, geometrically shaped, cubes and spheres and such. This leader is like a 5-sided pyramid with an arm and an eye on each side. And they found him originally assembling parts of these Modron creatures to try and reinforce their number, assembling them from a giant pile of what amount to be body parts. This is the creature that Nazira and Quilla have been talking to.
Mm-hmm. So these are semi-mechanical beings.
They're fully, seemingly sentient and autonomous and stuff, but there's it's not you don't think that you could easily replace their body parts with anything common or mechanical or gadgety. These things are weirdly, it's if machines were actual animate creatures born and raised almost. They're really quite strange, and certainly weren't built by any mortal endeavor. These things are clearly given some sort of animus or something. There's movement in their bodies that seems beyond what you can imagine. So they're definitely a little extra, not merely just mechanical creatures, but there's definitely a mechanical nature to them.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would say that me and Togi Tots would be on Shippy, asking Shippy if he knows anything about these creatures, and just chilling.
Yeah, you're on Shippy when you heard the standoff of Gray's escalating voice, or voice just gets raised to a more and more intense and demanding volume and tone, shouting at Ellis to like launch the trebuchet, or I keep calling it trebuchet, the ballista, while Nazira and Quilla were like crying out like trying to like get him to stop or something. And then you heard, I'm sure, a loud curse from Xerox as she went in pursuit.
I follow. Just Shippy, do you know what the where are they going?
I'm not sure.
Just like the good old days. And I run after them, and them being Xerox, because I'm assuming I can't see Gray Underground.
Definitely cannot. Yeah, so you run up, just up to the deck and see Xerox like vaulting heroically over the ledge, like flying, jumping off it and like flying a great distance before landing in the swampy marsh below. You jump, give chase after.
Are we grounded?
Shippy was pretty much rolling on the ground, like pretty much landed. It was just like hovering like a couple feet off the ground.
Excellent. I grab a rope and slide on down. Togatots, you have the deck. Don't let Ellis boss you around. Clearly, she'll let anybody boss her around.
Having an arrow knocked in your direction might encourage you to do some unwise things.
No.
No.
No. We stand to the death.
I am HP 6.
Fantastic. So the two of you rush off in after Gray, who has sunk into the earth at this point. Xerox, you realize that it's almost immediately impossible to track Gray, as he's sunk into the earth, and like so much of this space is like covered by a couple inches of silty water, making all of this like pretty tricky to travel through by foot.
Mm-hmm.
And Gray's down, well beneath the silty water layer, into the actual like layer where there is some solidity to the earth, where his like earth glide feature will work. You have no idea where he is. You hear, I think, the noise of Beat Boop charging after you, splashing through the silt and pushing aside all the shrubbery and brush and stuff.
Do I know approximately where Gray landed?
I would say so. You watched all of it go down. You saw the ballista fly off and impart at least some of its momentum on Gray, even as it like slid out from between his legs, like give him a little friction burn. Yeah, you saw Gray like tumbling through the air and then transform into the earth elemental, splash into the water, and then sink. Well, you presume sink into the earth from there. It's like you saw like a little bit of burbling as like the water settles, earth is displaced, and everything eventually calms. You have a rough idea where he went in.
If there's anything we're good at, it's communication. She says
What?
very loudly.
Gray is notorious at being a great communicator.
Very.
Are there any raised spots that are not in silty water?
Yeah, like definitely there are like little mounds and spots where there is a little bit of islands of more squishy but more solid earth.
Okay. Is there any vegetation or any trees that I could climb up, or is this all just
Yeah, there's vegetation. There's like swampy ferns and shrubs growing out this place. Remember, they're all like all the vegetation in the trees are all kind of like twisted and stunted and stuff. You don't think there's not much that grows very high here, and all the vegetation, the swampiness of this space is a stark contrast with the area outside of this like contained corruption area. But yeah, there are like you're often just like wading through whatever ferns and plants and stuff that are growing up and through the swamp, and also just like stuff hanging down from the scraggly trees and stuff. But it's not hard to find a tree that you can probably get a good eye out over the rest.
Okay. I would make an effort to regroup with Beep Boop.
I'm chasing you down.
And so I would make my way back toward the noise of Beep Boop. And I would, once I come up to Beep Boop, I say, because I can hear all the like creatures closing in on us. Correct?
Yeah, in fact, give me a perception check, you and Beep Boop.
22.
11.
22 and 11.
Yes.
You're charging through Beep Boop. Xerox, you hear, you had like already seen, as you guys had passed over and when you were at the edge, like some of the movement of these creatures in the, lurking around and moving in this despoiled area. You notice in the immediate area, they've gone quiet. You knew you were running into an area that was like you were going to find some of them, you were sure. But at this point, they've gone quiet, and you know intuitively that they are stalking you, trying not to give away their position. And as you look, listen carefully, you begin to pick out the movement of several of these creatures trying to surround you. You and Bifu as you get reunited.
I'd say we should keep moving so we're not pinned in one spot.
Yes. Which way?
So where Gray landed is still further in from where we are?
A little bit, yeah. Like Gray had was launched out there at great speed, and I think like you were getting close to catching up. We're able to see I think you were close to that location. We're able to like see that you couldn't see any sign of Gray. You confirm that, and then notice Pipu behind you, and then move back to reunite yourself with Pipu. So it's like I would say maybe like 100 feet away, 200 feet away at this point, where the spot roughly where Gray went in.
I mean, I'm thinking that Gray, since he didn't go where he wanted to go, would probably be popping up out of the water, kind of like a whale, and kind of checking out to see where these things are spawning at, and then heading out that way. So he's probably popping up every once in a while.
And what you're trying to see where they're spawning?
Yeah, where like the frog lizard creatures are like coming out of the ground, or like coming out of the water. Like he wants to find one of these locations.
Okay. Why don't you give me a perception check? And are you still under the effects of your ranger ability that lets you sense things, or is that a one-off?
That's a one-off. 24 perception.
You have the sense, Gray, that there's more activity emanating from the near the middle of this place, which matches what you've been told to expect or anticipate, or any amount that Gray overheard of the conversation with that Modron. So you think that the best thing, if you want to get to the where these things are coming from, head towards the middle of this place.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure he had mentioned that he was after the rocks before he had jumped on the ballista.
Yeah.
Okay. I would keep an eye out to see where Gray was popping up, if I recognize such a thing. I mean, if I could see it. given all the...
I mean, it definitely gets hard to see any significant distance with the amount of like shrubbery and like trees and coverage there is. Gray, are you making any effort to be seen, or are you just doing your own thing?
I mean, I'm sure if he wants to get, good visibility on where these things are at, he's probably coming completely out of the ground
Okay. Yes.
in his Earth Elemental form, which is large, I believe. Yeah.
Yeah, like the sound of Gray's body like come out of the water and like splash down into the silt and stuff. So you hear some sound that you think might be Gray, like fits the bill, but it's definitely moving away from you in the kind of direction that Gray was heading.
I would follow in that direction. Trying to...
Xerox,
Yeah.
what are we doing?
We're attempting to find these shards that connect... They're connected to the
Dark Prince?
Dark Prince.
The what?
The Dark Star.
The Dark Star Prince.
And Gray wants them. Who is the Dark Star Prince? It sounds like a member of Johan's previous band.
The Dark Star Prince is... We've seen the emblem of the Dark Star Prince at this point.
Yeah, and Johan had described, you guys had talked to Johan about it, and Johan had expressed what they knew, and Azira saw the symbol as well in the library when they met.
You remember the figure that Johan brought up and Azira recognized.
You hear a strange clicking, growling sound emanating from the darkness in a little patch of dense foliage. You hear it mirrored on the opposite side of you, 20, 40 feet away.
On the opposite side, so they're like, I'm in between them, they're like here. Okay. Shit. I would grab Beat Boop and I would... shit. It's like, we need to move. They're encircling us.
Oh, not good. How far away is the sound that we hear?
20, 30, 40
20,
feet.
30 feet. Can I tell where the center of the circle is?
You were at the edge of it, like a couple hundred feet back at the edge. So you know roughly where deeper into the middle is, yeah?
Sweet. Xerox, I got a new trick. What do you think? And let's not touch.
Dance for a minute.
Yeah. I tap Xerox on the head and why have I used so many spells already? Oh, it's okay. And you can make a Constitution saving throw if you want to, but you don't have to. I'm gonna cast Vortex Warp and send you 90 feet towards the middle of this circle.
So I want to just make sure you guys all understand the scale of this space that you are trying to get towards.
Perfect.
So for instance, Gray, you're gonna be doing the rock dolphin for quite a while to get towards the center of this place, much less find what you're looking for. And you guys running in here through difficult terrain, especially if you get separated, is going to be wildly dangerous.
Sounds like a threat.
I just want you to know what you're getting into. So if you get into it, we
Then we
to
get
play
into it.
with all that knowledge. Everybody's consent.
Okay, so
I love
with
consent.
this-
Thank you.
with this situation coming from on high,
Yeah, it'll be dangerous. That just means come up with a good plan. That's all, really. Be aware.
Xerox will say, perhaps we should take the ship in.
Oh,
Since we have the ship, why are we doing this?
I was following you.
I thought I would be able to catch him and bring him back.
You know he's fast.
Oh, he's fast.
Listen, Gray, there's one constant in my life since I was woken, Xerox.
Okay, I was like,
Listen to Xerox.
You hear a splash.
There's one constant in my life since I've been awoken, and it's that I am made to protect you. If you go running into the forest, I have to run after you.
Well, all credit to your creator, but
Oh, what a great human.
let's
What a great gnome.
let's go against our impulse. My impulses here. Get out of the circle, regroup, and approach this in a more methodical manner. I believe Gray can take care of himself. I just impulsively ran after him.
I disagree. I don't think Gray could take care of himself, but
Let's
as
bring the
this
cavalry.
conversation draws on, you hear another clicking sound, this time from the other side, and a response. You were surrounded, and as you hear this last click, these creatures communicating, 4 of them jump out and sprint towards the 2 of you.
Okay.
Roll initiative, please.
this will end well for us.
This is going to go greatly.
Damn it. Excellently rolled.
Got a 20 for Xerox?
Yeah.
How about Beep?
Beep Boop got a 15.
15.
That's 1-5.
Despite your intense conversation and discussion,
Yes.
figuring out what to do in this moment of stress, you see and hear these creatures, and Xerox, you were animalistically already aware of them as they were circling around you in this moment. As you hear them, you respond even before they break cover, jumping into action. These things are charging you. There's 4 of them charging you, basically from each direction, in a cardinal direction roughly. And you see these long, clawed, toad-like creatures just sprinting through the muck. They're heavy, large, wide, and webbed toes or feet, just pushing them through the silt and sludge at alarming speed. It seems this environment is not imposing the same difficulty to them as it might you. They are sprinting towards you, and you get to act first. What do you want to do, Xerox?
Xerox will say, hang on, and we'll.
Owie.
Sorry, listeners.
Xerox is going to grab Beep Boop
That's me.
and is going to fly into a rage and is going to use a bonus action to fly into a rage and jump and fly over in the direction that we can.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we'll call it that way.
Call it that way. And I'm going to then, assuming you don't resist,
I shall not resist
I'm
thee.
going to go as far as I can use the dash dash action to that, and
How far can you leap?
how far can I leap?
He can fly. He can fly.
Yeah, don't you have like a? I mean, I'm sure you can leap
My
past
flying
these creatures.
speed is 40 feet.
Oh yeah, you can just fly. So it's like, yeah, that's what. Yeah, right.
And
So 80 feet with the dash.
I would stay just above the water.
Mhm.
I'd kind of do a like this
That
kind of
sounded
action
like
should take whatever
a good
deductions and
sound.
how many. So let's say I go 10 feet up in the air over the person coming after me,
Mhm.
and then drop down and try to make it.
Hey.
Perfect timing.
Yeah, 10 feet. These
okay.
creatures do not have reach, so you evade them, leaping over them and landing beyond them and taking the boot, hopefully to safety.
I would go as far as I could, so 80 minus 10, 70-ish feet.
Like if you past this creature, we'll say each of these was about like you say like 30 feet away from you at the start. So you got like 40 feet past them. Anything else?
And I'll use. Well, so when we talked about bonus action continuing rages, is that the start of my next turn, or is that if I don't get hit?
Yeah, I guess it would. Yeah. Say it can't like expire the same round you.
Okay.
The first round you get for free.
Okay, first round.
So yeah, so on further rounds you'll use your bonus action to maintain it, unless you get attacked or attacked.
Okay, cool. Yeah, that's my action, and I'll say we need to get out of here. We need to get out of here fast.
How far did we get from the ship?
Like 300 feet.
We got far.
So it's certainly a distance you could try and race these creatures, but as you notice, they are not as impeded by the terrain as you might be.
I have no way of talking to Shippy while I'm off of the ship, do I?
No, I don't think so.
I'm assuming it's my turn.
Yeah, sorry, yes. It is your turn.
It was a bad assumption, maybe.
Even cooler.
Why not? Xerox, I like your plan. I like what you're doing. Let's keep doing it. And I grab my knitting needles and knit like a small little wind pattern out of the cloth real fast, and I cast Fly. It's like a gust patch, and I slap it on Xerox, and the passive gush like, woo, keep it up, and I will use.
On you too, or just?
Yeah, I cast it at 4th level to cast Fly on me and Xerox.
Nice.
And then the internet disconnected again. So I take a moment to reactivate my internet, but still fly away.
Excellent.
Actually, you're holding me.
I mean, you can go on ahead if you want.
If only I could use a bonus action to punch you in the face.
I mean, if you have a bonus action, if you have an action.
I use my action, so I fly
Do
away.
you have anything you can throw at them?
I don't think I have any bonus actions for attack. So. Oh, yeah, no. I'm not going to do that.
Hey, you're back.
I'm back. Sorry. My computer likes to randomly log off the internet.
No, that's fun.
I haven't had a solution to that problem yet.
Why don't we switch to mine for the Discord then?
Okay. You're going to a different screen.
Alright.
Can you hear us from here?
Yeah, I can hear you just fine.
Excellent.
Perfect. This will all work in the end.
We're extricating ourselves from a situation of our own.
I'll say that with Fly, so what do you want to do with your bonus action, and do you want to use your movement to fly ahead?
I'm going to use my movement to fly ahead, and my bonus action will be spent doing yelling.
Nice.
Just, Shippy! Shippy! Fly!
Yeah, fantastic. You, we'll say in that case, I do need this. I can't have this angled.
No, it's fine. It doesn't have to be angled. I can still.
It's mostly for a microphone pickup for Evan's sake.
That was very nice of you.
Let's see.
Mark, you have one of these pillows?
Yeah, of course. Help yourself.
Nothing.
You guys end up 40 feet away from these creatures, which is really unfortunate for them.
Yay!
Which is just out of their movement. They're like, first Xerox leaps over them, over one of them and get you to safety. And then Beep Boop activates the fly, and you guys both then just begin Superman flying away. And as you look behind you, you see all 4 of these creatures just lumbering, huge swaths of silt and mud and swamp as they churn through the ground trying to give chase. But you guys collect yourselves and bolt out of there as their claws slash through the space you were just in moments ago.
And these are lizards.
These are weird, no 2 of them are identical. They all carry their own strange mutations, but they have certainly characteristics of both toads and lizards. Many of them with more of a preponderance of kind of a toad-like creature with 2 legs, 2 arms, kind of lumbering with a big lizardy toad mouth. If you guys wish to continue flying away, it looks like they won't be able to catch you.
I would love to bust out my bow and start taking pot shots at them as we run away. And by bow, I mean crossbow. It's a very light crossbow.
If you don't dash away, they're going to be dashing after you and will catch you eventually. Hi!
Then never mind. I'm going to fly away to Shippy. Actually, I'm going to take Xerox's lead.
Xerox is going to make good on not wishing to die in the muck here.
Always nice.
Yeah.
Not to die in the muck.
Can I,
Bring all of them. Let's go.
as we fly back, can I keep my eye out for any gray sightings? Can I be gray watching?
Absolutely, you can do a little gray watching.
Yeah.
I think at this point you were moving past in the opposite direction that Gray is, and Gray is continuing to move, deeper into the space. You're no longer able to see Gray, but you hear a breaching and a splashing of Gray.
Which direction?
Heading straight into the middle.
Head for Shippy. Still yelling, Shippy! Turn on! Fly! Hear my thoughts!
As you get closer, you hear this faint voice. It sounds like you're trying to make a quick getaway. Would you like some help with that?
Not get away! Get towards the middle! Yes!
You've got it. And Shippy, we'll say it's a good moment to bring Johan and Nazira into the present. But Johan, having missed our last session, you are, I'll let you tell me where you are. You were recently, at least, on board Shippy as you and the rest of your new companions flew in low and across this strange corrupted, circular region of Earth. It's this weird, you're still flying through the mountain passes of the Cragspire Mountains. But they came across, or really teleported back to Shippy while they were approaching what appeared to be this almost like cancerous spot of brackish swampland in the middle of this mountain pass that's otherwise pretty bare and whipped clean by the wind and cold here. Flew in low and saw that there were like these strange lizardy toad-like creatures that seemed to be like spawning from the center of this corrupt, despoiled land, and were finding themselves hemmed in by a like rotating guard of what you've learned are these like weird like mudrogs, these weird like geometrically like shaped like cubes and sphere creatures with weird spindly arms and giant like eyes and mouths that look like definitely like deep in the uncanny valley somewhere. These like weird like almost like organic organs embedded in like a cube with wings and spindly little arms and stuff, like weird as fuck, like little creatures. And I think I shared.
To hit them?
No,
Okay.
you guys have been talking to. There's some examples of these.
Oh, okay.
Some of us.
You guys spoke to
Chatty
what
cat.
you determined were their leader for some time, and learned that there's something, some remnant influence of the Dark Star Prince in the center of this place that these creatures are boiling up from. It seems to be like connecting to some other place where these creatures are spilling into the world from. And as the conversation continued, Gray had quite enough talking and sat on a ballista and demanded he be shot into the swampland. Against the reservations, the crew did so at arrow point, as Gray threatened to kill them if they didn't. So Gray got launched into the air, into the swamp.
Well, wait, didn't threaten to kill, just aimed at them.
That is an implicit threat to kill someone, Gray.
Or maim.
The ballista, of course, launched far farther than Gray, who gets a nasty friction burn. And falls somewhat, some distance into the swamp, and while falling turns into an earth elemental, splashes in, and then slides into the earth below the swamp water, and has been kind of like, we've been describing like this earth elemental is like breaching in out of the swamp to like make sure check on its direction and stuff, and is traveling into the place. Xerox and Beepoop gave chase to try and like save, help, or retrieve Gray, but got outpaced by the rock whale and are now returning to the ship. And as you guys hear the cries from Beep Boop to Shippy to get ready, and you hear Shippy like have this little like brief interaction with Beep Boop, and you see very shortly as you peer in their direction, you see approaching Xerox and Beep Boop back towards the ship, being pursued by 4 of these creatures with this kind of like. Don't know how much of like their like skin tone is gray or red, but there's like how much of it's just like smeared swamp that's like covering the red or what. But you see those kind of like reddish gray, like monstrous toad lizard creatures just lumbering through the swamp after them, giving chase. But Xerox and Beep Boop fly through the swamp and over the trees soon to safety. But these creatures are, they're charging up towards the ship. But the ship, is still at the edge of the place. And you see, in response to the approach of these 4 creatures, some of those strange modrons, like you've seen like little like ground patrols that are being kind of directed and coordinated by like flying archers that are like always just kind of like patrolling around this circular region of despoiled area. And some of these patrols come up and start like shooting arrows down at the monsters as they come out. Ella starts like shooting with ballista and stuff out there. And in this moment, your companions are returning to Shippy. Quilla goes into a deep faint from which she does not recover for the next several hours. And Gray is gone. So I think that's the moment that we return to right now. with the commotion of your companions, now briefly moments ago, like smashing through the debris and like the branches and what you like leaves and whatnot and greenery there are on these scraggly trees in this space, and then like once they burst through that into clear air, they're like shouting at Shippy and stuff. And so we return.
We return.
When I see them, how injured do they look?
Your companions?
Mm-hmm.
They don't seem
great.
Seems they've
Fit and pretty.
avoided any confrontation with these creatures.
Are the Modrons disturbed by the lizardy folk?
Yeah, absolutely. You can see it. They're like already responding, like moving in to intercept these creatures as they approach the boundary of this corrupted land. They're already moving to intercept and destroy them.
Is Shippy starting to head towards us?
I was going to give everybody just a chance to check in with what they were doing. You hear Shippy, respond to Beep Boop at like top of Shippy's volume, which isn't super loud. Shippy doesn't want to hurt anybody's ears. And you all hear Shippy, say, "It looks like you're trying to make a quick getaway. Would you like some help with that?" And it's, you definitely know something's up. So really, I guess we're opening this up to Nazira and Johan as Xerox and Beep Boop are flying back in this moment.
So you guys are off Shippy.
Yes.
Just like 200 feet away or so. They'll be back shortly at their speed.
Okay.
We're currently turned into mist and
As it comes towards you, it's just morphing into various like hand signals.
we have a fly speed of 60 feet.
So I think Johan, upon hearing Shippy talk, which he's still trying to get used to, kind of looks over and says, "Does this happen often? Do we kind of like..."
All the time.
Okay, I figured.
Is Nazira on the ship?
No, I'm down with the Modrons. Last I checked in.
You're up there with Togatots and Ellis and the rest of the crew. That's like,
could have been down with the motor.
or you could be down with.
I'm not quite sure where Johan would be in this situation. So the options were either on the ship or with the. I think I would have been with the Modron.
Unless you decided to run off with After Grey.
Absolutely. Not my style.
Hey, person I just met.
Well, we learned an interesting thing about the Modrons since you were down here. They are under orders to hold this place until and contain the sod until their backup unit gets here.
Sod?
Slod.
Okay.
And their leaders, the invasion of the frog creatures was like dying down and was gonna stop. So their leaders did some shenanigans with reuniting the Dark Star Prince shards to make it so they don't stop, because otherwise they would be contravening their orders.
That's not very smart.
No.
Procedure needs what procedure needs.
But who would do such a thing?
With where we're at right now, did we also hear Shippy? Like, how far away are we?
You guys are closer to Shippy.
We're closer.
Like Shippy, landed, is like a short, maybe like 30 feet away from where they're talking, or even you are talking right now. So you definitely would have heard Shippy.
And you might even heard robot shouts in the distance.
What's Togatots doing?
He's on the ship,
Okay.
chilling, talking with Shippy about what these Modrons are
Togatots
before
is-
we.
carefully guarding the prisoners.
Oh yeah, that's right. Sorry, I forgot. He had a very important job.
What prisoners do we have?
Not prisoners, but the previous like people that came off of the ship.
Those people.
Yeah.
The people
You
who
probably
were
heard
gonna
Gray refer to them as non-slaves.
Non-slaves.
incubate the brain virus for us.
Yes.
Yeah, we want to make sure that they're not infected.
No one's infected except for the other creature on our ship.
No, just knowing what.
I know, right?
No metagaming. We know nothing. You know nothing,
What's
Jon
the
Snow.
movement speed on your
60
Earth
feet.
elemental?
Oh, sorry.
Gray?
You're not letting me.
It is. Oh my god, what happened to that page? It's 30 feet or 60 feet if I'm dashing.
Okay.
It's 30 feet burrow or just walking above ground the same.
He's gonna make it to the center.
It's gonna be a little while.
I mean, from what those that were around Gray at the time understands, hopefully Gray understands, that there are multiple shards of this thing that are spread out in this area.
That's funny.
And that these things will continue to spawn until it's cleared up. And these things are stuck here fighting them until they're cleared up.
Now is what Gray understands accurate is the choice that we have to.
That's a great question.
That is the only question.
I mean, it was described as shard.
Gray splashes mightily into the swamp water, feeling the silt surround his body as he sinks into it, where he then reconnects with solid earth enough to dive in and swim further. Remembering what Gray remembers.
So when he sees these things, like, because there's multiple spots these things are coming out of, right?
Yeah,
These lizard frog things?
Yeah, they're. You had seen what seemed like these creatures boiling up from various places in this swampy, big area.
So when he's underground, he wants to like tremor sense where they're coming from and head towards that
Ooh.
location. That's what his plan is.
Yeah, and remember your tremor sense is, as I mentioned, like substantially reduced in its effectiveness because you are, you're earth gliding through a lot of very wet, like moist ground. And like mechanically, like your tremor sense is a little bit muffled. So
That's 60 feet normal.
okay. Like this is still a big area. But yeah, like give me a perception check.
$21.
As you're making your way deeper towards the center of this space, like keeping a sense out for like vibrations of other creatures moving through the earth, you sense something, and it again that like sense is a little bit muddled, so it's hard to tell how far away it is, but it seems like faint and like coming from a farther like a farther than you can normally sense, but it's off to your left, a little bit off from your path towards the center of this despoiled region. You want to head towards it?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. You almost immediately find yourself moving into what feels like quicksand or something. Like for a moment, you're like coming across, like your sense in the space is so odd, but like you're coming through up to a space that feels like a column is opening up from beneath the earth, and like a bubble or something is like pushing its way up and through the earth. A bubble of just like strange moving earth that, much like the swamp of this place, like feels like unnatural and just unpleasant on your rocky exterior. You can feel something bubbling up from below you.
Oh yeah, he's gonna keep avoiding this bubble and heading downwards towards the source.
You slide out of the way of the bubble and you progress down into the earth from where it came. The bubble passes and you can feel the pressure of its movement, the ground pressure change and shift as it slides away from you. And as that slides away, so does its connection. Like it wasn't really a column, but it was just this like rising vent of pressure, like boiling up from somewhere. Like you dig down into the earth, but there's very little sign now that it's passed of where it came from. You feel another one in the distance boiling up from a different place.
Yeah, I mean, he's gonna head towards it. He's got to try and find the source of this thing.
You swim through the earth towards this one, and again, like you let the bubble pass up through the earth, but dive down beneath it, trying to find some trail of where it came from, to find its source beneath the earth. And as it passes above and beyond you, out of sight and sense, the earth around you feels more normal, certainly, than anything closer up to the surface on the swamp does. You feel this again, another one boiling up, taking you, you're not sure now necessarily if you're still on course towards the center of this region, but another bubble seems to have spawned from somewhere, but you're not sure where, if it's even like actually coming from beneath the earth or just appearing in some like as some seed and then like expanding and growing and boiling. You don't know. And as you go from one of these to the next, you sense that they're now like bubbling up from behind you as well as ahead and to your side. There is no, in this way, like, you get the sense that there is a concentration of these things, but as you like pursue more and more of these bubbles, there isn't a like thread that they are all like following to a like central thing that's actually, like a tunnel to somewhere beneath the earth. Something has this influence here, and these things seem to be just like spawning out of nothing almost in places. But like you find yourself like almost going in circles, following the next and the next nearest one after the other.
Well, I'll follow one of these bubbles up, but kind of doing that crocodile eye thing where he just gets his eyes above the surface so he can see what happens when it reaches the surface.
To do that, I think to do that as smoothly as you'd like is going to be difficult because of this swampy ground is so full of water that like as you get up towards the surface, like you've been able to breach and like get an eye on things, but you've been able to do that like a whale or a dolphin by picking up a little bit of speed and then like letting that carry you through this like part where earth elementals don't swim well, is what I'm getting at. And there's like a certain level of earth where you're effectively like literally swimming through water as a giant rocky thing, and you're just not built for it. So like sliding like smoothly along the surface or stealthily is going to be very challenging unless you like switch to like a water form or something else.
It's not possible, so I'll continue course.
Okay. So you follow one of those bubbles back up to the surface, and you follow it close enough to see and sense another one of these like toad-like monstrosities being like birthed onto the earth, onto the surface. And with that like expulsion of whatever like bubble it like came upon is blows out onto the surface like a pocket of gas almost, and the ground returns to like normal where it was. And again, like you kind of like take in your surroundings and like start like trying to figure out this stuff. Like it seems like more of these things are coming from like the center of this space, but again, there's no like single location that they're all emanating from.
We'll make his way towards the center.
With a few more, bit of yelling communication and some politely raised voice from Shippy, I think that you guys fly with a quick dash and make it to Shippy's deck, or whatever else you want to do. Pick up your friends or anything weird you want to do beforehand. But you see, just as you guys are flying past, a few arrows past you into the creatures behind you, starting to slow but not having yet killed these things.
I'm gonna fly to Nazira. I know you're having a lovely chat. I can see that.
Can you get us the Panopticon Atlas?
Listen, I could, but Gray is that way.
Under the earth. We can't follow him there.
Here's the deal. We have a ship. We can go to the middle.
Yes, but with the Atlas we can find out where this thing is.
Where what thing is?
There's the reunited shard of the Darkstar Prince.
Shippy, do you see the shards on the map?
No, the Modrons would tell us.
Shippy?
I'm sorry, I don't know their names. These creatures will tell us.
Shippy, do you see the shards on the map?
No, I don't.
He's been staring at the thing for a long time now.
Are we still making a quick get in there?
Oh, does Shippy sense anything? Chaotic?
Orders are clear. I'm just gonna stay right here for now.
Move towards the center.
All right. Bye.
See ya.
Shippy, equipped with the recent upgrade that you guys gave it, is able to do some minimal autopiloting.
Yes.
And lifts
Thank
up
God.
off the ground and turns and starts gliding towards the center of the swamp.
Sir Modron, I have to go towards the center. It's great meeting you. How's it going,
unit
Johan?
accepts your goodbye. Admits our meeting has been acceptable.
Yes. Are you coming?
I'm gonna cast Fly on myself and then fly up to the ship and get the Panopticon Atlas and fly back. And then I'll reunite with them.
Okay.
Johan, do you want to ride?
We gotta figure out this Atlas.
Peace! And I fly after Jimmy towards the middle.
Jesus Christ. All right.
Fly, go on the ship. And get to the middle. Yeah.
All right. So three of you fly to the ship. Johan stays there, hanging out with our good friend.
I'll cast Fly on Johan too.
Is the name of the Modron.
Unzip what?
Unzip what?
Unzip what?
Why is this doing
And it has, you recall, been gifted with a magic of tongues by Quilla, which is why you're able to understand this creature's speech.
It's a magical ability.
But its name still is a little bit odd, as you've learned.
Hey, Mark, if we were to record that and play it backwards, would it sound like something?
It's Hail Satan. No.
I'm gonna try it later. Don't worry. I've got the recording.
Shippy is not even like flying at full speed at this moment, and is like taking off towards the center though. You guys with flying and dash are able to catch up to it, and two of you now on board Shippy heading towards the center. And you, Nazira, grab the Panopticon Atlas, which immediately disables Shippy's ability to autopilot.
God damn it.
And fly with the map back to the Modron.
Ellis, take the wheel. Oh shit! Fuck! Don't do
It's
that.
like, no, God, no, please.
I'll take the wheel.
Or, yeah, okay.
Jesus will take the wheel.
All right. You hop into the controls and sail Shippy.
I thought we were chaotic when the girls were gone.
Nazira.
I was wrong.
A few moments pass, and you are back with your Modron friend.
Alright, the Modron agreed to making a map for us, but with the Panopticon Atlas, we can bypass the whole map. Also, map making process, because it can just show us. Also, how is finding that scout going?
Oh, the scout that was the.
I don't remember exactly what I was planning to ask it, but it was important.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. The scout has not returned. It's really not been very long since your last interaction here with this.
Yeah, and they had to search through all the bodies.
You still see its other like little Modrons like crawling among the pile. It says this unit will will communicate when the scout has been located.
Excellent.
You've brought a map.
Yes, where did the 5 shards land? Or where did they wind up?
It quickly indicates on the map 5 what look to be like deeper or larger pools of swampiness, roughly in the center of this space. They're all, all of them are probably within like 1,000 feet of each other.
Okay.
So it's like a smallish little area where each of those were located. And again, yeah. Sometimes I think about reminding you guys about things, and I'm like, nah.
Don't remind us. Let our characters suffer in their own ignorance.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like I would remember.
I mean, I do have a
20
special feature that lets me remember everything that's happened in the last month or so.
Oh.
Yeah.
Keen mind.
So you can feel free to remind Beep Boop of whatever you'd like. In character.
And so I'll just be a knucklehead and just do whatever.
We'll just say that, like they did say, among other things, that the previous leadership of the Modrons had united the shards into a single, more powerful anchor.
But he didn't know which spot.
Exactly.
That was
They
the
went in
last
there.
spot.
That's what they were
why we
doing.
needed to find the 5. Yeah.
So they were near the center? Within 1,000
They
feet
were
of each
within
other.
1,000 feet of each other. I'm guessing they're near the center. Shall we?
Yeah, the ones that
Alright.
marked are the spaces that marked are.
We fly back to the ship
Okay.
and
Two of
replace
you
the Panopticon Atlas.
fly back very rapidly, catching up to Shippy, who while you're flying says, "Seems like your friends are trying to catch up." Would you like
Well,
to-
they can fly.
Great. Keep on. I'll leave the piloting to you.
It's just not working together.
Sometimes it happens. I'm after Gray. Can you see him below?
Who are you talking to?
0.
Zero. Go give me a perception check.
Is that
worked as intended.
It was well done.
Yeah, nice. 27.
Oh shit, really well done. Why is your perception so high?
Because
Don't you get like
Doesn't matter.
rage perception?
no, I don't get rage. no, I upgraded my wisdom, and that's just one of my
Proficiency.
proficiencies. I just had to take that one because it seemed like we're looking around for shit a lot. So
Yeah, being aware of your surroundings is helpful.
Very helpful.
Yeah, 27. You have been like looking out and around for signs of any danger from the swamp below, but also, of course, for signs of gray. You at first didn't see anything for a little while until you notice like just ahead, like catching glimpses of looks to be like the wake of something large, like moving beneath the water, and then it like dips down, and you see like it goes. And you see the rocky form of Gray take a splash out long enough to get take in its surroundings
he makes
again.
it to
and
the
continue.
top. I thought he couldn't make it to the
No, like a whale, like a dolphin has to get some speed to breach,
Okay.
but can breach the surface.
Well, that's fortunate.
Yeah. But yeah, so you guys have an eye on Gray, some like 500 some odd distance, and you've been able to starting to catch up. It should be can put on a good clip and flies faster than the rock elemental swims.
So we think we will pass him. Do we want to pick him up?
I don't know of any way to get him out of the water.
I don't either. So I think.
Hi there. We do have a long prong sticking out of the front of me.
Listen, Jimmy.
Wait, we
or
do?
he could grab onto
That's
my
the type
tuning
of.
fork.
Listen, that's the
It's
type
quite
of.
sturdy. I
that-
promise I won't break.
That is the type of chaotic thinking that we don't need right now. Thank you. Just fly.
Let's spoon him out.
Jimmy, do you
I
have
just
any?
want to say, you did put it to great use against the other ship, and I've been trying to think of other ways we can use it.
Everybody wants to be useful, just not right now, and not in that way. Shippy, how did you know the other ones were trying to catch up? Can you see them?
I can sense things in a short range around me.
Can you sense an earth elemental named Gray?
No.
Let's drop a little lower. Tell me if you start to sense him. I'll coast us down closer to the waters.
Okay. A few moments go by. Feel like you hear like the scraping of some of the trees against the bottom hole of Shippy.
Sturdy
And
wood.
you hear like first just like this like breaking of water of surface tension, and Shippy's like, I think I sense him, and then you splash. Oh, no, he's gone.
Where did you sense him last?
Below and ahead.
Excellent. Keep following that.
I'm sorry, I may have misspoken. It's gone now, so there's nothing to follow.
And I just keep flying.
Yeah, we don't have any. We don't have any like any whole
Communication.
bunch of rope or anything like.
Always got rope.
I could hang down below the ship and try to grab him.
I'm not necessarily worried about getting him in the ship. I'm just worried about ending up where he ends up.
What will happen once his druid form runs out?
Well, he'll be stuck under the earth. That's a problem that Gray will figure out for Gray. At the moment, I'm trying to be there for him.
Alright. So I guess we should continue to.
When I get back to the ship, sorry, go ahead, Xerox.
What'd you say?
So should we continue towards the center?
That's what my plan is.
Okay. I'm good with that.
When I get back to the ship, Mark,
Mhm.
If we're low enough, I will put the Panopticon Atlas on back where it goes, and I'll point out each of the 5 areas to Shippy and ask him if he senses anything unusual in any of those areas.
No, but I can't normally sense things through the Panopticon Atlas like that.
No, but I mean, on the ground.
No, those things are far too far away right now.
Okay. Well, when we get closer, let me know if you sense anything unusual from any of these areas.
Happy to help.
All right.
Are those okay? Yes.
I'm gonna go take a bathroom break.
Okay.
Oh, peeing is for mortals. So how was everybody's day?
Busy. Good though.
Busy.
Busy. A lot of stuff going on.
It's Father's Day.
Mhm.
You shouldn't have to do anything.
And
And yet you had things to do.
it's the way the cookie crumbles.
Jessica asked me like 50 times. She's like, what do you want to do tomorrow? I was like, why do you... nothing. I want to do nothing. So you know what we did today?
What did
Did
you
you
do?
do?
Nothing.
Nice.
Woke up as late as possible, which was 6 in the morning.
Ooh.
Oof. What's not late as possible?
5 something? I don't know. My kids just really like the morning. Like the
Or-
earliest hours. But we put them to bed early, so we kind of bring it on
How do you
ourselves.
put them to bed?
7. I like having nighttime to myself.
Me too. Our bedtime is 7.
It's a good bedtime.
It is. We've got a kid melatonin that I can give you if you'd like.
Oh, we have some as well.
Ah, that shit's
Shit's doublehome.com.
or
We
for kids, they
we
might
use
put
it
us
less
on
now.
melatonin. Big.
We use it less now, but like when there's a night that we're like, oh god,
Yeah.
we need to sleep, we give them melatonin. Because otherwise putting them in bed is like hit or miss.
What's this you speak of?
Melatonin?
Yeah, it's meant to. You just give me. There's just a straight.
It's like we have a gummy. We have like a kid's melatonin gummy.
We have the same thing, except it's like liquid. So it's a little drop.
And they want
It's like
like
5
80
mil.
droppers of it.
It's like
He was trying to convince me like they give us way more melatonin than this, Joel. And I was like, listen.
from the dropper?
Yeah, I was like,
How much?
I don't know, but I was like, listen, this is what I'm gonna give you because I don't know how much melatonin you get, but just go to bed, kid. They were already in trouble, so they just went to bed, but it was fine. I mean, they weren't in trouble. They were beautiful children.
Who broke my plant?
It was the perfect thing. Like, if he wouldn't have broke that plant, I don't think I ever would have got them to go to bed. They were all hyped up.
Yeah.
But the second that the plant hit the floor, he was like, "John, my parents are gonna kill me." I was like, "Yeah, they are. Now you better listen to me, and I won't tell them."
Yeah, dude, that was a real snitches get stitches moment. Cause you were like, sorry, bro, I just bonked it over. It was like, yeah, I'm sure you bonked it over.
It definitely hit it. It was definitely me.
Joel, always looking out.
Yeah. Listen, the children break things. That's what they do.
Yeah, it's-
I don't need to tattle on them. They're always gonna break shit.
Yeah.
I could take the heat if it meant getting them into bed so I could hang out in the house and not do anything.
So, the plan here, as it seems,
Plan? Question mark?
the flow of action at this moment
Much
seems
better. Much better.
That you're either going to be like following along with Gray, or going ahead of Gray, or scooping Gray up.
I mean, I see no way to scoop him up, so
I mean,
Gray
because
does
you
what
haven't
he
used your
wants.
imagination yet.
true.
We could either scoop him up or impale him. He's a level 6.
From my experiences with Gray, how long does this elemental shape last?
You remember it lasting hours in previous
Oh,
adventures.
perfect. I'm not concerned.
Okay. I thought it was like 30 minutes.
Oh no.
Now that
Okay.
the Panopticon Atlas is back into Shippy, and I am flying Shippy, can I see the dots on the map?
You don't have like a HUD.
That's what I was asking.
Yeah,
Okay.
but no, like, but you do have like, you are. I would say that Shippy's like.
Am I a Spartan?
Yeah, Shippy's like. Hi there, you're doing a great job flying me.
Excellent.
Nazira just came back with an updated map. There's some information on it that I thought you might find relevant. Do you want to hear it?
Shippy, I love hearing what you have to tell me.
That's great to hear. Here it comes.
Bring it on.
There are 5 locations that may have once held shards of the Dark Star Prince's madness.
Which one's closest?
This one right ahead.
Go towards it.
You got it.
Thanks.
See
You take over from
direction
here?
Just like slightly changed.
I pop out of Shippy's flight mode.
Wait,
What?
I hear a rocky elemental again. Gray's there. Gray's gone.
Was he behind us or in front of us still?
He was underneath us and a little bit behind.
Fly slightly slower.
You got it.
And then I'll go out. Oh, you're back.
Yeah, we finished our work, so we know where we're going now.
Odd.
Yeah.
We often don't know where we're going. So where are we going?
I think I'll send a message to Gray and say,
Gray, you breach the swamp and you see Shippy flying pretty low, pretty much above you. It's like 20
Actually,
feet off the ground. 30
if we can
feet maybe.
see Gray from Shippy, can we just shout down to him?
He's there
you
and
can
gone
sure
in a
try.
second.
We can
Alright.
yell at Gray when he breaches to take a look.
My precious!
I have message.
You have
Well, yeah, as
okay.
long as he's like 120 feet. Good.
I think it would have to be Quilla, because the only language he understands right now is Terran.
Is what?
Oh,
Terran.
Does
That doesn't remove your other language
Yeah,
proficiencies,
I think
does
it's
it?
the only one you can speak right now.
rock.
Can he understand primordial?
Because like polymorph, like if you polymorph something to a creature, it like gains the intelligence of it. But like druid shape, you still have yourself,
Yeah.
your own faculties. So I think you at least understand them, but you could just be you just be like a rocky boy talking back.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
You only talked in flame or wind when you were flame
Right,
element.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you were a gaseous whisper in their ears.
Ooh, that was fun.
Okay. And okay. So yeah, I can. If I see, did I see him breach?
Yeah, one of these
Great.
times. It's,
Yeah.
You guys remember, keep in mind, this is a pretty big area, so you guys are like traveling for some time. So like on one of the breaches,
Just rocks.
after Shippy kind of like holds back on the engines a bit and gets just behind where Gray is, so you guys can like keep an eye on Gray and the movement. But yeah, you can totally see on one of those occasions.
Okay, cool. So I'll send him a message. Just we found the 5 shards. Head back to the ship.
It's one shard.
Gray, what are you carrying back to?
Location. Yeah, that's true. Good point.
guess it's a
Rumble,
message, so it
rumble.
might be able to talk telepathically. So it'd be like I think you would be able
Reply
to
to
communicate.
Yeah, you can.
You hear gravel.
The
fall.
target-
You can reply to this message.
Yeah, the target hears the message and can reply in a whisper that only I can hear.
I find rock. And he gets up to the surface and kind of like waits for a rope to get dropped down to him.
Cool.
Yeah, you find a patch of earth and where there's like a little clump of trees are clinging to enough earth well enough for you to like climb up onto it. See, it's like as you guys like start lowering the rope, like Gray's already starting like you can see the trees like breaking and they're just starting to sink into the silt. There's a short window to get Gray up before he's gonna have to find a different perch.
I fly down there and just grab him,
He's a heavy boy.
pick him up. I'm a strong robot.
Yeah. You're a count, so.
Are there a lot
Gloves. And the belt gives me constitution.
That's right. I'll give you Constitution. This gloves give you.
I have gauntlets of ogre power.
What does the toad creature arrangement on the ground look like? Are they coming towards them? Or are they still fighting?
That's
the
a good
drone?
point. Gray, you've not been entirely quiet in your journeying, although like traveling through the water and stuff has been the earth and silt has been relatively quiet. But as you've like breached and tried to like clamber up here on the surface, you've made a bit of noise. And even as like the trees and bit of earth that Gray is clinging to are beginning to sink, you see movement coming from around Gray and starting to circle in and approach, for sure. But with you guys, 4 of you have fly right now. I think you're able, and with your strength, you're able to lift Gray and with a little bit of challenge probably pull him in. I think at this point though, you have a bit of time here as Gray's movement up to like getting on this little pile of land was subterranean and mostly gone without notice. So yeah, we'll just pull Gray up on the ship with a little bit of effort in flight, and you're reunited.
Reunited.
Gray motions to play rock, paper, scissors.
I put out paper every time.
Ellis also puts out paper every time.
Gray puts out rock every time. Confused why he never wins.
That might be one of my favorite moments in the whole campaign.
Who's best to marshal the defenses from the ship?
Ellis is pretty good at shooting. Don't ask her to fly. She might die.
And as the one, how many of these ship-based weapons do we have?
2 ballistic.
Can we drop fire from above or anything like that?
Oh, rain hell upon them.
No?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
We can?
Yeah. I mean, fire or like ballista fire?
Let's just destroy these toads.
You hear Ellis say, "Take a look, big words." And Ellis, like in the ballista, just like shifts her foot and like puts some weight on some lever, and like the ballista like elevates and like kind of like goes up on this like arm and like hangs almost like up above the deck, so it can like shoot almost like directly down beneath the ship if it needs to.
Okay, nice. Okay.
Ooh.
Alright,
I'll
so-
start shooting rays of frost at anybody who's close enough, which is
So
60
we
feet.
need to establish a point at which we're going to land and try to look for these things.
Should be heading to the shard,
Okay.
the closest one.
Okay.
When we stop,
When
we
we
know
get-
we're over it.
Okay.
I don't
And
know.
we can send Gray back down.
Okay.
Yeah, Gray is like shrugging his shoulders and then pointing to what he was throwing as rock and asking like, "Where rock? Where rock?" Trying to sign it.
Alright. Xerox will make ready to assist when we
How are we going to retrieve it?
Great. He can go down there.
It's well, yes, but supposing he finds it. It's a powerful magical artifact, supposedly. I think we should avoid him touching it.
Have we seen one of the? We have one shard.
We don't have any shards.
We have 0, so
No.
we don't know what it looks like,
Yeah.
how heavy it is, anything like that.
Right.
No.
Okay.
I mean, it's just a touch. It'll be
And
okay.
with powerful magical items, that can be all that's needed.
Oh.
I have mage hand. I don't like.
I mean,
I don't
I
know.
don't know how big it is. We should
Yeah.
have asked that, but the Modron the creature probably didn't know how
Yeah.
big it was. He was not entirely helpful in some things. We have a big a pole at the end of Shippy.
We have a big
Grabber arm.
it's not quite a grabber arm, more of a stabber arm.
Ram the tuning fork into the ground and throw it up in the air. Well, we could try just lashing ropes around it.
I don't know if it's going to be down like on the bedrock or up floating.
If we can get Gray to get it up to this, if we can get, I don't know. Let's just locate it first, and then we'll
See what
figure
we're
out how to
dealing
get
with.
it. Yeah.
Gray, if you find something down there when you go down, don't touch it yet.
No touch rock?
It could be dangerous.
Gray may be dangerous.
Gray
Yeah.
is dangerous.
Very dangerous.
Okay, Gray find rock.
Excellent.
The Shippy, as you guys are talking, says, I thought you'd all like to know that we've arrived at the first location where one of these strange rocks might be hidden.
I pick up Gray and throw him overboard.
Do you sense
You're up.
Gray does a little swan dive.
Do you sense anything anomalous, Shippy?
No, I don't. I don't know what kind of anomaly you're asking me to look for, though, and sometimes knowing half the battle.
Alright, we're looking for the reunited shard of the Dark Star Prince's madness.
Right. I've heard that. I overheard some of your conversation earlier. I didn't mean to be dropping eaves, but I was just right by.
Does anybody have a locate spell?
I don't know who the Darkstar Prince is or what his madness might look like.
Neither do I. It is, however, affecting this place in bringing forth chaos from extraplanar locations.
Do you have detect magic?
I do.
I do
You guys
have
hear
detect
a
magic.
heavy splash as Gray, unless you try and
No.
avoid the
No,
throw.
definitely
Off
not.
the
Throw him
Shippy.
straight down. Gray's
Yeah, he
into
can't-
it. I'm into it.
He cannonballs, and you expect like a crater to form, but it's like a perfect splash as he spins in.
Alright, it has to be
I hold
within
up a sign
30
that says
feet.
10.
Oh, what'd you say, sir?
It has to be within 30 feet, though,
Mhm.
detect magic. So if it's like on the bottom, it's going to be too far away.
Gray, your heavy bulk settles, like hits the water and slowed for a moment, then begins to quickly sink through the water and into the silt here. In moments, you begin to feel the pressure and touch of earth around you enough that you can start moving through it and starting to try and propel yourself around. You have not hit a weird rock yet. What would you like to do?
I was gonna continue using tremor sense to like see if he could get the feeling of things like coming out of something. If there's like a concentration of tremors in a certain area, to head towards that.
In this moment, in like dropping into this pool, you remember that like these possible locations for this thing are each well, you may not remember, but like or may not have heard, but the Modron described or said that each of these what were the shards of the Dark Star Prince's madness were in 5 of the more like the larger and deeper pools of this swamp. So it's, you have to sink all the way to the bottom before you even feel, so you're like, 30, 20, 30 feet into the water before you feel like the pressure of the earth and stuff. And as you have to go even deeper before your tremor sense, is a really effective sense to use. Yeah, go and give me a perception check with disadvantage.
Uh, 22.
22. This in this place, as you're like, you dive down into the earth and begin extending your senses out, trying to sense any movement, any change in pressure of Bilar, like if, be the result of some of these creatures either bubbling up or moving around. You don't sense any in this pool, or rather in the earth beneath this pool. You feel more movement coming from, in other places, but again, like it's tricky because the appearance of these things is not consistent. So any small like sample of your environment may not point you in the right direction. But I think in this moment, like you feel in this space like certainly no great concentration of them in this pool.
Okay. We'll kind of scour the bottom of the pool, see if we can find anything of import.
Yeah, like you swim up through the earth, getting into like the really like silty, wet ground beneath the pool. You find your movement very difficult and your senses, gummied up by this silt. You don't see or sense anything strange.
Gray swims back to the surface.
You have to like kind of go like your rocky form again can't really swim in the water, so you have to like swim through the earth and find a nearby place where there is enough like earth for you to get to the surface and stabilize there long enough to get picked up. And you guys see Gray breach the swamp water some like 50 feet away from where he got dropped in the center of the pool. Yeah, you see him like climbing up again like onto a small like outcropping of some partially stabilized earth.
He's miming, where rock, where rock.
Come back up, Greg.
I go pick him up.
Go and give me Gray, roll. Let's see. Roll a d4 for me, Gray.
D4.
2.
Excellent roll. Exactly half.
As you are like climbing through the muck and the sludge to get onto the earth and hang there like and get the attention of call out to your companions on the boat. You are not alone here. There are 2 of these creatures. You see one of them green and one of them like a sort of like grayish color. They see you like lifting your heavy rocky body out of the muck and onto this little island of mud and earth. They immediately charge to attack you. Roll initiative, please. Everybody. Who wants to invest, I guess.
Natural 20! Dang it. It wasn't that. I tried.
Beep?
7.
7 for Beep. Nazira?
13.
13. Johan?
12.
Xerox?
16.
What's your dex?
A million.
+2.
Plus 2. Roll for me. Roll a d20 for me. And Gray, what's your initiative?
I think I'm stuck with the earth elementals, so it's an 8.
8.
Ocho. ESPN.
Gray, these 2 creatures, the green one you
No, wait, hold on. It's if the stat block, so I can roll my own initiative. That's a 10, not much better.
Oh, your dexterity was 8?
Yeah.
Gotcha. Oh, that puts you in
Forget
the...
to roll for our shipmates.
Alright.
Ellie. Or whatever her name is. Yeah, she's
Your
fine,
crew
like
operates
cannon.
with on Shippy's initiative.
Okay.
I'm really mad.
These creatures, Gray, you you land a large earthen hand on a spot of solid green earth that recoils at your touch, lumbers out of the mud, and tries to kill you.
That's not good.
What size are you?
Large.
Cool. This creature in a, you can see it just reaches out of the mud. It pulls gnarled root, like chunk of wooden root with it, and it is going to attack you multiple times as it charges up or lurches out of its spot and attacks. Oh my god, and it continues. Alright, it's a 2 and a 4 for those 2 attacks. Here we go.
That's not going to do it.
An 18 to hit?
18 does hit.
Okay. That's going to be 9 points of piercing damage.
And that's non-magical, correct?
Correct. Slash.
So that'll be 4 points of damage.
Nice. That is this green one. This other one, much larger, with these weird spikes growing out of its shoulders and hunched back and head. It is also going to attack you multiple times. Let's see if it's any better here. Some claw attacks. We got one at a 24 to hit.
That'll hit.
That's it. Oh, and this. Yes. That's going to be 10 points of slashing damage.
Down to 5.
And then 11 points of necrotic damage.
Oof.
As this claw just hits your earthen body, it's hard as earth and stone, and you can see the claws just grip into this chunk of stone, part of your flesh, and just rips it from your body, leaving this burning, like almost like chemical burn of like necrotic damage in its wake.
And how many points was that?
That was 11 necrotic.
All right.
That's gonna give you a little bite as well. That's a natural 20.
Yikes!
So that's going to be. Where's my D8? There you are. That's going to be 12 points. Oh no, that's I forgot the crit. So that's 20 points of piercing damage from the bite, and then also some necrotic damage from that as well.
Hey everybody, this hurts.
Yeah, don't forget hit.
And then 21 points of necrotic damage on top of
Jesus.
Wow.
All right.
that. And that is these two creatures' turn. Xerox.
The Earth Elemental does not look sandy.
It does or doesn't?
Does not.
How long does the fly?
10 minutes from when I cast it.
Only 10 minutes?
Yeah.
So has that passed?
No, Shippy's pretty fast. We'll say that you guys have like 3 minutes left at this point.
Track it. 3 minutes.
You
Writing it
count
down.
And how far above this are we?
I was in the
Close.
impression
We were like
pretty low.
on the water.
Yeah, maybe like 10, 20 feet up. Like amongst the trees.
Okay.
That.
I would grab a. Are there any ropes that are just like, more anchored to the ship, but just like kind of coiled on there?
Like available ropes that are already
Yeah.
anchored.
Yeah.
I mean, unless you can argue why there would be. Like, I mean, they're probably. I mean,
I thought we tied one on earlier to try to get Gray up. But that's just me. I flew down impatiently.
Okay. Whatever. I'm gonna fly down. I'm gonna fly down, and I'm going to line myself up on the opposite side of all this, so that I can get both of these creatures in my line of sight. And I'm gonna take my javelin of lightning, and throw it at the furthest one.
give me just a quick dexterity check, DC 12. This is to get both of them in a line and not get Gray in the same line. Because they're like basically on either side of Gray right now, or pretty roughly.
18.
Yeah, you're able to like aim that, like just wing them both and leave Gray unhurt, assuming you still hit.
Unscathed!
Ironically, and I'm going to throw this recklessly. Lining it up.
Reckless.
Throw it.
Just fucking throw it. That is going to be an 18 to hit.
I mean, 18 hits. Are you aiming? We'll say, are you aiming at the green one or the gray one as the primary target for the damage, though? Because like the javelin damage only hurts one of them, right?
If I get both of them in a line, the lightning damage will hurt both, but
Right.
the javelin damage will only hurt
Yeah.
one.
Who do you want to target with the javelin?
I'm gonna hit the larger one.
Okay. 18 was it?
Yeah.
That hits.
Okay.
This music is tense.
So it's 10 points of piercing for the gray one, and then 4, and then
I need to make death saves.
yeah, then
For lightning?
dex saves.
Oh.
13 points of lightning damage.
Oh, they have advantage. Or this one has advantage. They both have advantage. Oh, one already saved. Doesn't need to do it again. They both succeed. We'll take half.
Yep.
So what was that total?
So
13?
13, so
Yeah, so it's 7.
yeah.
Nice.
And I'll recklessly throw. I'll use as much of my. Shit. Feeling like Gray's kind of in trouble, so I'm gonna. How far? I'm gonna use the rest of my movement to get closer.
You can close the distance, yeah.
To close the distance, and I'll throw another javelin, this one non-magical, at the gray one again.
Okay.
That's a hit, a 28.
28, yeah.
Yeah. For an additional 8 points of piercing damage.
Nice.
And that will end my turn.
Well done. After Xerox, we have Nazira.
So there are 2 of these things on either side of Gray.
Mm-hmm.
How's Gray looking?
Not Sandy. So 5?
It's hard to judge in the heat of the moment.
I'm
with,
not entirely
an
sure
earth
how to take
elemental.
that.
I guess.
Alright, I'm going to cast Banishment at level 5 on both of these creatures.
Ooh, you can split it?
Mm-hmm.
Nice. Was it Charisma saving throw?
Charisma.
They're very charismatic.
So we'll do
I mean,
Green Boy.
I'm charmed.
What do we have? They've got a +1. They've got a... Ooh, that one is actually pretty charismatic. Charismatic little toad. Alright, so Green Boy gets a natural 20. Gray Boy gets a +3 for an 8.
8 is a failure.
Oh! He has magic resist. That's a 15 for a total of 18.
No, that's 18 is my DC.
Yes!
They shall not be banished.
There's a moment where like these 2 creatures are like, you can see there's like something like their bodies almost like explode, like there's like this like disorienting moment where like it glitches almost with like each of these toad things has had like various like mutations and appearances that make it like grotesque and unique, and there's a moment where these things just like explode into this like weird like flower of like organ and like of flesh and just this monstrosity of chaos, and then it just like is like back in its current form, and they're back in the fight as if nothing had happened. Anything else you'd like to do, Zero?
Odd behavior.
Okay. Well
I'm
attempted.
playing wizard. I don't have anything except movement and cast spell.
Johan.
How far away are these creatures?
You guys are just like, you just put yourself out like on Shippy, but these creatures are basically like down in the area, like just a little ways away.
And so the line of sight, and they're where's Gray in this mess?
So we'll put, just for everybody's sake, we'll have this gray unit is Gray. These 2 things are bad guys. And I think Xerox is like over here probably to get a line on them.
I am going to probably have another. I have a little bit. Who's near? So Xerox has already left, but Beep Boop. Who all is here? Who's next to me on the ship?
Me.
Currently?
So Beep Boop, you're down there too.
I was flying down to get Gray when this whole encounter
that's right, you were.
started.
Okay. Ugh. And Do I want to blast her or do I want support? I think it would be important to help. I'm gonna fly. I want to get within about 30 feet or so, which I think is the midpoint here. Yeah.
How much?
I want to be kind of in the in between the ship
Mhm.
and the crew. My intent is to cast Bless.
Ooh,
Gotcha.
blessings be upon you.
Yeah, they're like 50, 60 feet away from the ship right now.
Okay, cool. So I'm going to fly just to the midpoint,
Mm-hmm.
and then I'm going to cast Bless. Range area is 30 feet. Oh, would I be able to hit Nazira as well then? If I'm at the midpoint?
I think so.
Okay, cool. In that case, I'm going to cast this at...
Here's Zira, Emperor Palpatine on the ship.
Perfect.
I'm going to cast this at second level. I'm going to cast it at third level so I can get it to myself as well.
Ooh, blessings upon you.
So I'm hitting Nazira, B-Boop, and Xerox.
Oh my goodness, you know what I haven't done today?
Foreseen it.
I haven't foreseen anything.
All of your premonitions or whatever they're
Yeah.
called.
What has she foreseen this day?
That's a pretty good one.
That's a great foreseen. Holy shit, she's foreseeing things.
20 and a 19?
Wait, I thought that was 13.
That was
I can see
19.
That was 19?
Holy cow.
Wow.
You get a 1 right here?
16.
Wow.
Even better.
One is still better. You could apply to an enemy.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
Failed.
Yeah.
And then kind of the last thing I'm going to do is just give Bardic Inspiration to Ray.
Cool.
And that's going to be my turn.
I think Shippy's up, and I think the crew will fire 2 ballista shots at 1 at each of these creatures. So go ahead and roll those.
19 was one of them.
Hit the green one.
14 was the
And
other.
miss the gray one.
Well, I'm just giving the
Yep.
Dice.
That's the order they were shooting. Oh,
the
wait.
dice roll.
Not the roll. Well,
Not the
figure it
addition.
out. You guys have the stats.
Plus 10.
29 and 24.
Both of those will hit.
Hell yeah.
Okay, 4d10 piercing or whatever.
It's been a while since I played this game. I don't remember what the things get 40-10.
Yeah.
Somebody else roll another 40-10.
Uh,
First 40-10 gets 12.
12 damage? Only?
Yes.
The 40-10?
40-10. I'm rolling 46s, which is not d10s. Just in case you didn't remember that.
28.
I think that one's an 8.
28.
It
So
is.
that's, we'll say
It's
that one
gone.
to the gray boy. 28 points of damage.
And they can fire again, right?
Yeah, 2 shots.
I'll fire for one of them, the one that I'm rolling for.
Great.
20 to hit.
Yep.
That's a 10. 17. 19. 23.
Okay.
13. 23 damage.
23 damage.
And 13 to hit.
13 only does not hit.
Okay.
19 points.
18 more. Nice. Nice.
That's what we call
This enormous gray toad creature. I mean, it's not even enormous. It's only like medium, but just like looks heavy and bulky and powerful in its limbs and its movements. And 2 of these ballista shots, like one just like goes straight through with like upper part of his shoulder and just like tears through the flesh to free itself. And the other one like just like glances and like tears off a good chunk, like one of its spikes pouring out of its shoulder. The green one is also harmed. It doesn't look quite as hearty as the other one, and right now is like eyeing its surroundings, looking for a way to get away. It seems. Gray, you are up.
So I'm still surrounded by these creatures, yeah?
Yes.
And how far away is Shippy? Did Shippy move closer?
Shippy's about 50 feet away from you right now.
Well, Gray is going to make an attack on the most damaged one.
Yeah, that'd be the
Green boy.
the gray one.
Gray boy.
Okay.
Gray's attacking
Oh,
Gray.
Jesus. Nat 1. That'll miss.
You have. I mean, never mind. You're
The
blessed.
Bardic Inspiration.
And
I'm
blessed.
sure that's not going to help with that.
Yeah.
And the second attack. Oh my god, a 10.
You have Bardic Inspiration and Breath.
Yeah, bless his roll.
Oh, I have Bless also?
Yeah.
Such anticipation.
That's only 11 to hit.
Oh.
Doesn't do it.
So I didn't use Bardic Inspiration. I doubt it's gonna help. So since I've picked up the feat of mobility, I will not take attacks of opportunity. So he will move 30 feet away from these guys.
So you will, if you, yes, keep in mind that as a rocky big boy, much of the ground around you is swamp. So if you step off of like the mound of earth and root that you're on right now, you'll have to be like potentially like swimming, then like sink to the bottom and swim and move to a different like place to get to the surface again.
He's going to sink under the ground and move 30 feet towards the Shippy.
Okay. Between you and Shippy is the swamp that you just jumped into.
Then he will just go straight down into the mud.
All right then.
And get away from these things.
Back in the mud, I'm
Right.
singing.
Gray disappears into the earth. And that brings us
My
to
name is Mud.
And then you can do. Did you say beep?
Sure did.
Boop. One of these is less injured and looking handsome and stunning. First thing Beep Boop does is look back towards the ballista that just shot over his head and almost hit him, and like
See a
mark
little
which
hand.
one shot it.
Ellis, little thumbs up out the turret.
Later. And then was gonna drop down where Gray wasn't previously because I want to be in between them. Drop on this. Yeah, I'll drop on this side.
Gray boy.
Gray boy?
Mhm.
Wait, he's the more injured one,
Yeah.
but the bigger of the two.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure, fuck it. Hafting my silvery sword and casting booming blade upon it, I shall attack. 30 to hit. Which does a couple d6s. 1, 2, which is 3, plus 7, which is 10, plus 2d8. That's not a d8. What the fuck is my d8? Ten plus 9 is 19 points of damage.
Nice. 19. What else do you got for me?
As a bonus action, I'm going to reach out with my mind and try to shove this motherfucker 5 feet forward away from me.
Nice.
And I can't remember if the odds.
Save.
A save. It is a save. 18 strength.
Natural 19.
Saves. I tried. I also failed. Hey, is there any chance we could, like, call it peace?
You say to it?
Yeah.
Diplomacy is best used after you try to attack.
Sometimes.
You see it open its mouth wider, and you get this like telepathic impression of just a hungry creature that cares not that you are neither flesh nor blood. The simple act of rending you from limb will satiate to some extent the hunger it feels, even if it doesn't get any caloric benefit.
Man, why aren't these things from the abyss?
These things aren't nice.
And they know about calories. Fuck.
So it's watching its figure.
Oh, don't think we didn't notice.
Anything else, Beep?
Ba-da-bum. I don't know how much movement I've used, so no.
That'll bring us to the top of the next round, where these creatures are going to go again. So in the middle is Gray, who's no longer there, and then Xerox and you. Okay. This green slod raises up this like twisted, gnarled root, and it opens its mouth, and you can see this slimy drool just like pouring down its mouth as it's opens its poorly matched upper and lower jaws into a wide hungry grin, and you see the gnarled root twisting in its hands until you can see something glowing from within it, and a mote shoots out from it. A fireball erupts just behind Xerox to engulf Xerox and Beepu.
That shit's
Dexterity
stupid.
saving throw, please.
Natural 20. Damn it.
Hey guys, you should have just broken to the ground.
I mean, that would have made sense.
Okay, Feral Instinct gives me advantage on dexterity saving throws.
Nice.
Things that I can see.
You see this coming for sure.
Okay, so, alright, 21.
21, that's a save, so you'll take half.
I rolled a 14. Wait, the saving throw. 14.
Raging like an idiot.
14 is not enough. You will take 4 damage.
Well, sort of. I'm resistant to fire.
Oh yeah. So you guys will take a 21 half, so 10 points of damage, fire damage each. And this green
Tis
one,
but a scratch.
Yeah, it's going to do that, and then it's going to scooch back away, scooching back around a tree, getting a little bit of cover. And the gray one turns to you, Beep Boop, and it is going to try and tear you limb from limb.
It's going to suffer, is what it's going to do. Oh, I should have done the thing.
This thing is going to take its 3 attacks against you. 2 claws and a bite. Claws, go. The lower one is a 21 to hit.
It just hits.
And then we have, 2 claws hit, and a bite is a natural. So that one's not going to hit. So 2 claws land, but the bite does not.
Okay.
Claws are this, not that. That's going to be 9 points of slashing damage from the claw, and then an additional 9 points of necrotic damage for the first attack. And the second one, same claw. Oh my god, that's a little better and a little worse. That's going to be 15 on the slashing.
Jesus.
And a meager 3 on the necrotic. This thing, it's burning claws, carve into you and leave behind, like I said, this caustic, burning, necrotic damage. That the pain lingers. That is their turn. Xerox.
Wait. Oh man. Fuck it, I'm gonna do it.
Yeah, that's what I like to hear.
So How far away would you say I am from this? It's going to be important later.
It was really up to you because you had the movement to get yourself into a decent position for
I'd
that
say
lightning
within,
and javelins earlier.
Say I'm in 10 feet
Yeah.
ish.
Perfect.
Okay, so I'm going to use my bonus action to fly into a reach, and I'm going to fly in, and I'm going to attempt to grapple this guy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so opposed athletics?
Yeah.
He's a strong boy, but
Yeah,
he's
plus
not particularly skilled. 18.
Oh, I forgot I had bless.
Oh, okay. Shit. 28.
Yep. Grappled.
And I'm going to fly up as far as I can.
Yes, you are.
Yeah, so that's like another we'll say 30 feet.
60.
So you can fly 40
It's
without
60.
using a dash.
His
Without
fly
using a
speed.
dash,
Oh,
'cause
60. Okay, so
60.
50 feet up into the air. Could use 10 to get in position and then grapple. Oh, but it's contested because they're fighting this movement. So it's 25 because your movement is halved while you're moving an unwilling
25.
person. Yeah.
Okay.
So you have 50 remaining and that's halved. So 25 feet up in the air.
And I'm going to release me and drop him.
Excellent. Yeah. Yeah, you can just drop him. He'll fall to the earth and take likely, yes, some fall damage here.
So, I guess that's not willingly. Okay.
You see this dark gray monstrous toad thing get lifted up in the air, and then as soon as you let go, it's just swing its long clawed limbs out as you're trying to grab you and prevent its fall. But you see it drop beneath you, and you can see slam into the trees and spin and fall into the mud and the muck. It takes a bit of damage.
Okay. I'll let myself fall on top of him.
Yeah. Just free fall right on top of him.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. We'll mirror some of the fall damage you take on this creature as well. Actually, let's just make just an athletics check to land in a way that is beneficial to harm this creature. Just DC 10.
29.
Yeah, so you land shield and knee and elbow and hammer down into this creature. So you take 13 points of fall damage, but so does this creature on top of that.
And since I used one attack, would you give me another one for?
One for the grapple, and then just one to let go. Yeah, no, free action to let go. Yeah, you can attack again.
Okay. Recklessly
Cool.
swing. What that is? 26.
Okay.
And
Nice.
for 16 points of bludgeoning damage.
Nice.
And I have the Crusher feat, which allows me to move him 5 feet.
Yes.
Can I move him 5 feet? Can I channel that force? No, I can't do it. That's stupid.
What?
I'll just move him to
Down?
the side. Yeah.
Into the earth?
Yeah.
It's muddy silt.
Yeah,
Fucking
yeah.
go for it, bro.
Do it. Yeah. I'll try to move him down.
Ever there was a
down.
moment. Drive him into the swamp.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I'll move him 5 feet down.
Does he make a throw against that, or does that just happen after
That
it
just
hit?
happens.
Fuck yeah. I will give him just to help me discern how this goes down for him. Yeah, he lands with a heavy squelch into the mud and the silt, and then knee and hammer slams into it from Xerox fall, driving it into the mud. I'm gonna say that for the next round, it's effectively it's like still going to be effectively grappled until it like pulls itself out of this muddy hole it's been driven into. So that might occupy some of its turn.
Did I give you my damage for it?
I got I think a 16 or an 18.
16.
16, yeah. Yeah. So it was, you got the fall damage, or the fall damage, then the you falling on it damage, and then the hammer attack.
I love it.
Yeah.
All good.
The thing is, with that, like you can see, is like the hammer slams into, and you drive it into the mud. You've like broken part of its jaw off, and it's still just like eyeing you with rage and hunger. And it is looking heavily wounded at this point.
Right.
Nazira.
Is Xerox still on top of this thing?
I think that with a little bit of extra squishiness for the movement for that cool shit Xerox was doing, their turn will definitely end on top of it.
On the top of it.
The toad.
You would also know I can soak a lot of damage.
It's been a while. She might not remember your
And it
damage
has
taking
has
abilities.
the muddy water come back on top of the toad?
It's like squelching its way. I mean, it's like a lot more like this thing was like Gray. Like Gray came to this spot because it was like a small island of mud and earth around the more like swamp. So like it's not like pouring in over it, but there's definitely like some coming in, like mud's flopping down on it as it tries to scramble its way up.
So I'll shout, "Watch out, Xerox!" And then I'm gonna cast a fireball.
Do it.
For the first time in his
Fireball.
life. Fireball.
Nice.
Flame on!
So you're gonna try and get the two bad guys and Xerox,
Yeah,
but not Beep Boop.
not beat.
Okay. Deck saves for them, and you need to roll some damage.
Say not me.
Oof.
Don't forget your D4.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I'm gonna need it. Okay.
And you blessed you blessed the slot as well.
No.
Their highest is a 14 on their saves.
That's fail.
I got
29.
an 18.
29.
That meets it.
Yes.
So half of 29 then for you. Sorry.
Half of 29, I get to have it again. So it's all good.
Good.
Yeah, great. Or Xerox, you slam down on this creature. It's like embedded in the mud and the muck. You're like standing up to like bring your hammer down again and hopefully finish this thing off as you hear a cry from Nazira back on Shippy, and sudden the whooshing flame of this blast of fire erupting like at your feet practically. It blows you up like out of the hole a little bit, like you like land I think in the muck, like maybe on like a knee and a hand. But this thing as you like look down is just like burnt crisp, like the whole like mud has been like baked like clay around the hole where it was that you shoved it into. So this like burnt toad is now in the middle of this like clay oven of mud where it's just been like burnt to a crisp. And that damage applied to the other one as well. I forgot to track. That was what, 30
29.
29, there it is.
Xerox will say, well met.
Hell yeah, the dark gray monster is destroyed.
Nice.
He's dying.
Yep.
Yeah, that was really badass. So now I'm kind of like itching to also try to kill something. Where's you said the green one took cover?
Yeah, it should be like maybe 10, 15 feet back, and it has like a little bit of like cover from like some shrubbery and a little scraggly tree, giving it a small AC boost, but not much else.
Okay. I am going to cast lightning bolt at my friend hiding behind the shrubbery. It's a Dex 18.
Magic is this is getting a workout for these guys. The higher of the two gives it. Is it Dex?
Mm-hmm.
Save. 14.
Nope.
9.
Okay.
What?
Xerox, as you see this creature that looks like burnt to a crisp in this like baked mud, you see as it like begins to try and writhe out of the hole it's in. You can see its outer layer of charred flesh just like sloughs away from it. This thing is like on death's door, but had fire resistance. And I hate to say, the Dark Gray Boy is alive again!
Bummer.
I'll say with that knowledge, if you want to, Johan, are you still on the ship or are you down here?
I'm flying.
If you're flying, you've definitely got the movement if you want to try and line the two of them
Yeah,
up.
that's exactly what I
for sure.
do.
With that little redaction.
Redacted. The Great Redacted.
Oh yeah, and so he'll need to make a dex save as well. He also has magic resist. A 2 and a 4 is not going to do it for him. So both of them fail their lightning or their saves.
Okay.
How much was the damage?
39.
39.
Wow.
Holy
Well, that was
cow.
good. Thank you. Thanks for
You see this creature like Xerox is like standing above it. This thing like climbs up out of the hole just in time to like lightning straight to the face. It's like its big lizardy mouth opens menacingly and just blows its head off. It is now again dead. It had a great moment. It's like those movies, like like the action's all over, but like the bad guy gets up one last time. Just obliterates the Dark Gray one. He said it was 39 total. You see this thing, it's like thick skin seems, and like it's like coating of mud almost seems to just like ground some of the electrical energy off of it. And it takes somewhat reduced damage, but still takes a pack and wallop here. And this one is now looking pretty heavily wounded as well, the green one. Make sure I got that. Yeah. There we go. Cool. All right. Map done. Fantastic. Anything else from Johan?
Do I see Gray anywhere?
Gray uses movement to slip beneath the earth and is subterranean right now.
Okay. Then I think that's going to be my turn.
Okay. The crew is up and Gray is on deck. Why don't each of you roll one ballista attack, since you have 2 ballistas active right now, both shooting twice. So Johan and Nazira as well, roll an attack for the ship.
Sweet, I transported to the deck of the ship. Awesome.
17.
15. What am I adding to this?
Plus 10.
Plus
25.
25? 17?
25.
23.
All hits. Roll damage.
And what was the damage?
D8?
4d10.
I think something's going to die. 10. Wait. No. 4.
26.
19.
13.
23.
Why don't you all describe for me
Raining down
barrage
death.
of ballistas destroys this last creature, as you still see like the burnt ozone smell, like the cackling energy of the lightning bolt disappearing or dissipating. Like the little like small scraggly tree the creature was trying to hide behind is like split in two from the lightning bolt, and then in come the ballistas.
Just see 4 like ballista arrows just like pierce it from all angles.
Yeah, it's like they just feel
how
like
big are those? There'd be nothing left of it.
yeah, it's like launching a spear at the
Yeah.
thing each
One
time.
probably would have done the trick. This is just like completely unnecessary overkill.
Gets hit by one, flies 5 feet one way. The last one finally just driving it into the ground.
Yes.
creature is utterly destroyed.
Woo.
And
We've beat his lizard puzzle.
Xerox will fly back up onto the deck of the ship.
You all right? Sorry about that.
So she kind of douses a smoldering ember on like some of her clothing and just says, "It happens. It's the worst I've ever experienced."
I keep a close eye out for a breaching gray and catch him mid-breach and carry him back up to the ship.
Gray.
Yeah, Gray's going to attempt a tiger uppercut as he comes out of the ground where he last saw one of these things, only to find that it is no longer there.
Just like uppercut through the like corpse of the the gray one, just erupting through its body.
Dragon punch.
Nothing.
Yeah, you pull Gray back up onto Shippy, even as you guys see more of these creatures approaching, drawn in by the conflict and the noise and the violence. More of these creatures are headed your way.
How far away is the next rock?
That's a great question. How do you guys feel about a 5 or 10 break?
It seems reasonable, especially
I
if
feel
can...
awful about that. I don't like it at all.
Don't lie. You're just... Resume recording. I think I hit him at the same time. I might not have needed the clap, but I'll take it. There we go. Perfect. I'm gonna sync up these audios so much easier.
Our editors will thank us.
They will,
and it's
actually.
Your support and today's sponsor that lets us pay our editors fairly. Thank you.
It does? This is news to our editors.
It's a trickle-down economic kind of
There's a bucket. The money goes into. The bucket says for editing.
You said we're using child labor. We didn't need to pay
It's
him.
really
Yeah.
difficult, so
Yeah.
it'll get to you, I promise. It's just complicated.
Oh, Squarespace, thanks for editing.
It's exploited black labor that brings you this show.
Slob
It's
life
my
matter.
favorite type of labor.
All right, and we're back. And for the YouTube,
So I can cut around all of that?
Yeah, for the YouTube version, our Patreons get the full unedited show.
Our audience likes exploited labor.
Oh, those Christo-fascists that hung out with us this whole time.
It's like, you mean this is non-union?
And we're back. Gray, are you here?
Yes.
Yep.
Excellent. So we resume with Gray being brought back aboard the ship, and as you guys all board Shippy again, or return to him, you are becoming aware of the denizens of this place certainly having become aware of you. And as this large flying vessel looms over the swamp, you look down and see more of these creatures assembling beneath you.
Altitude. We should ascend a little bit.
I concur.
Up? Shippy?
Did we
How do you
see
help with that? When you guys begin
anything
ascending?
fall, like when we killed the gray one? Did we see anything drop from him? Was he holding anything? Did it seem like because he was a little different from the rest.
Oh yeah, good point.
Just curious if we spotted anything.
Yeah, these creatures you've noticed, like the green one was really the first one that you've seen like actually like carrying anything. That seemed to be this like weird like gnarled root that it had like ripped up from the earth or something. The gray one had nothing on it but muck in its claws to rend with, and as it was destroyed, you know, left this world as empty-handed as it came into it. It seems.
Shippy,
Hi there.
is the stone any closer?
I still can't tell.
No, sorry, Shippy, I wasn't very clear. Is the Zephyr Stone any closer?
Ah. God, where was it?
It was so close.
It is. It hasn't. Its its direction has changed slightly, but its velocity has not. Our time to intercept should still be about. I think it was like a day and a half of.
Okay.
Out past the crag spires.
Perfect. Just checking.
You got it.
I don't know how we're going to approach the next.
Do I?
I mean, that path seemed to work out just fine.
But they're aware of us now.
As I drink one of my potions.
And
we get the full heal on these now?
unless we can find some.
Sorry?
What?
Full heal on potion?
Yes.
We're being overrun by the denizens of the swamp. Are we kind of being surrounded, or are they coming from one particular direction?
They're being drawn in from multiple directions.
Okay.
It seems like they, any that were nearby heard all the mayhem, the explosions and fireballs and such, and were drawn to that excitement. And then seeing this vessel here flying above the forest seems to have kept their attention. You don't know if it's like, beyond that, you're not sure what they're up to, per se. Hey, Chef. We're fine.
I think we have to come up with a different plan of attack once we get to the next.
Shippy, take us to the next stone.
All right then. There are two that are almost the same distance away. I'll pick one at random if you like.
Flip a coin.
I can't do that.
I will. Odds, evens. It's odds. The odd one.
We'll go to the direction that's a little bit more southerly from us.
Sounds good.
Fantastic. Here we go.
What were you saying, Xerox?
Well, we can't. Given the number of foes we're encountering that are following us now, we cannot afford a battle in and a battle out every time. So we need to come up with a way to find this that is not.
I'm trying to think in what order the polyhedron creatures would have found these shards. But it depends on whether they split and if they go clockwise or counterclockwise.
We would have done clockwise.
What?
I feel like they would have done
I think they would have
clockwise.
gone clockwise. So, are these? Did
Progress
they
moves forward.
form a circle mark?
The pools that you were directed
Yeah.
to? No, there's like a cluster of the 5 of them. They're
Okay.
not like they seem pretty naturally I mean, this whole weird place is a
Okay.
weird ecosystem.
So perhaps the furthest one away.
Away
Last
from
one.
what?
away from the Modron.
The last
or the
one,
polyhedron
they
camp.
would have assembled it there.
Yeah.
I don't see why they wouldn't have. Once you have all the pieces just put together, so the furthest one away. Yeah,
And that's where they died as well, apparently.
let's do it.
What about the one closest to the center?
But that would require them to go get it and then come back to the middle. for
These
some
are
reason.
creatures of law.
These are creatures of efficiency.
Exactly.
I feel like they would just
Marked
assemble it right
out.
there.
We're nearing the most southerly pool. I've got a good feeling about this one, guys.
Can you take us to the one furthest away from the polyhedral creatures camp?
All right. Change of mind, change of course. You got it.
Thank you.
And you can feel the slight change of momentum and inertia's shippy shifts and flies a little more westward and northerly.
All right.
You see Gray kind of focus on himself for a little bit as he regains some HPs.
Oh.
Oh,
Is
that's a good amount.
Gray, are you still a rock elemental?
Very much so.
Nice.
Throw up your rock fist
Can't be invisible.
if you're feeling it when I drop this.
Get that bad music out of me.
You mean great music?
Gray climbs aboard one of the ballistas. Shoot? I guess he can't talk. But kind of like points forward and then like grabs onto the ballista very strongly this time.
No, we're not shooting you in the ballista again. Just be patient.
Gray turns around and like makes the motion of holding a bow and aiming it at the person that's at the ballista at the time.
Xerox will step in between you and the person aiming the ballista.
You're gonna need to re-up on fly.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's the John? There was one other person that we had named so far.
Oh, not Jonathan, but yeah, I got you.
Yeah.
Jimothy?
Jimothy or something.
I'll get there.
Yeah, he is.
Nope, that's his new name. It's Jimothy or something.
Dare I cast fly
on the ballista. And
Gray
he
as
says,
well?
I think he's gonna
sorry, Gray, sir. I don't know. You look. I don't know a lot about maths and physics per se, but I think you're a lot bigger than this ballista. I don't know if it's gonna send you far.
Tomothy.
That's right.
One of the thieves.
So
No, that was
when
Timothy,
you
this is
hired
Timothy.
up, like, a random bar during a celebration. What'd you say, Gray?
No, this is Jimothy. I mean, we were talking to Tomothy before, but this is definitely Jimothy.
Yeah, the third name.
Timothy. It is written.
God wills it.
God wills it.
Mark,
Yes.
when we get close to this pool or whatever, I'm gonna recast fly on the two of us as well as Gray.
Oh shit! You want to give him flying powers?
No, but
need it.
Oh
Yeah.
fuck tots! It's too late now.
Wow.
what?
So,
What?
I just am rolling a few concentration checks. Okay, we're good. Sorry.
oh, thank you.
I got it.
Yeah.
We got it. No
Yeah,
disasters.
I did not. I spaced on all concentration.
Yeah,
checks for
don't
you
worry,
guys.
I-
Fine.
I
Alright,
got it.
cool.
We're
We'll
good.
keep that in mind. Remember.
Yep.
So you recast fly and adding Gray to the list of flyers.
Mhm.
Nice.
I haven't recast fly yet.
And you still have some time on it, though. It's like an hour, right?
No, 10 minutes.
10
Oh,
minutes.
it's 10 minutes.
Yeah. So I'll
It's
wait
out.
until like
Yeah,
right
we'll say this is
before.
run out by the time before you arrive at the farthest pool.
Mm-hmm.
Are you gonna
I
recast?
can fly if I need to.
Mm-hmm.
I'll cast fly. I can maintain concentration. Probably a little easier than you.
You already have fly. She cast it on
Yeah, but
You can cast on you.
yeah.
Oh.
Sick if that keeps
It's been a double fly.
you. Cool, thanks, bro.
Yeah.
Do you get Xerox as well, or?
How do you say he's good?
All right.
That's an expensive spell slot.
It is.
You can upcast it.
Yes, indeed.
All right, so we've got 4 flyers. Xerox, the only one without flight at this time. Well, has temporary flight. Aggressive rage jumping. You guys are, as you're like kind of discussing, how to approach this. You hear, "Hi there. It sounds like you guys are trying to plan for what to do next. I thought I'd just let you know. We're almost at the next pool, so whatever you're planning, it's about time for it. And I sense these creatures have been trying to follow us. And it seems like maybe the ones ahead in our path knew we were coming. So more have kept coming out. So we might want to make it quick unless we want to do another quick get in there again."
Ballistas, keep shooting, please.
Gray is going to fly away from the ship.
God damn it.
Not to do anything necessarily, but he kind of like points at you guys and points away. Like, draw them away from me.
That's smart.
Okay. I like that.
And just kind of hovers in cannonball above the ground.
Okay. Nice.
Alright,
Alright, let's keep going.
let's go right past it.
While we were coming this way, did we have about 10 minutes? From the last.
No,
No,
not from the
okay.
last pool, no.
Alright.
Shippy makes a pretty good pace, so
Oh, ritual casting. You saved them.
it'll be a handful of minutes to get from each of these, from one pool to the next in here. In the
I'll make
heart
that
of this
telepathic
place.
bond so that Gray can tell us.
I'm smart.
Yeah, it was funny. Somebody earlier was like, "If only we had a way of communicating."
Oh.
Gray is used to like using his form to communicate based on previous experiences.
You would not believe this last group of people. It communicated strictly as fog symbols. It was wild.
Shit was real.
Alright. Let's draw these creatures away.
Yeah, let's draw them away.
Okay.
I'm going to cast Thaumaturgy, and I'm gonna yell. Thaumaturgy voice booms 3 times as loud as normal for a minute, and just gonna.
You've got a stage voice. So.
Yeah. I'm gonna put on a little show. We're trying to draw these folks away, so
Oh yeah.
I'm going to make a lot of noise. It's what I know how to do best. So I'd like
Love
to
it.
kind of just perform, if that's cool.
Yeah. Shippy says, "It seems like you're trying to amplify the noise you're making. Would you like some help with that?"
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Absolutely.
Great. Well, if you cast your thaumaturgy through me, I can be an amplifying device.
Oh, where have you been?
Like, one of the great pleasures my previous master had was in musical creation.
Really?
Yeah.
We're gonna have to talk a little later. This is very interesting.
Great. I like being helpful.
Just so I can we Shippy, just really quick question before we get the show on the road. Can we cast other spells through you?
Only if I've been set up to receive them.
What spells have you been set up to receive?
Not many.
Can you give me a list?
No.
Oh, right.
Those systems were cannibalized while I was in stasis mode.
Interesting. Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. Cool. So, Mark, my intent is just to start a little rock concert using Shippy and making a lot of noise and hopefully drawing away as many people as possible, just
Yeah.
attracted to the music.
Yeah, absolutely.
Know how to put on
I'm
a killer
imagining
show.
Fury Road just on top of the car. Just
with a horn and
It's I got a horn and a lute. I think this is lute territory.
Excellent. Yeah. You cast like thaumaturgy, just give me why don't you give me a performance check and an arcana check.
Great.
And what are the rest of you doing while
I would like
Johan
to
begins to put on this immense
13 and 13,
attraction?
So 13 plus.
Gray is rocking out.
20.
Ah!
So it's a 24 Arcana and a 17 and 32 Performance.
17. Holy cow.
I'm shooting ballistas.
There is we'll hang on to that for just a moment. What the rest of you doing is as Johan is setting this up with Shippy and doing a few test thaumaturgies to check the system. You feel Shippy beginning to vibrate and hum a little bit.
I know it just sounds like music, but really you gotta get this EQ'd just right. It's my first time playing through a ship.
Well, it's hey, Slot in the back, can you hear me? Can we get sound up in the back?
Xerox will tie a rope around herself and dangle below the ship as bait.
That is so awesome. Oh my God! Why don't you give me a performance check with using your strength instead of your charisma? You were just a big meaty bait down there, squirming on the hook.
Okay. Strength 16.
16, hell yeah. Anybody else adding or doing anything else here?
I'm shooting ballista at them.
Okay, you kick Tomothy out of one of the ballista and take over.
I'll use a combo.
You see Gray, the spinning cannonball, in a single arm stretches out and throws some devil horns as he rocks out to the music.
I'll use a combo of minor illusion and prestidigitation to make the light show.
Oh, nice.
Beautiful. It takes a few moments for it all to come together, but Shippy begins to hum with the amplified thaumaturgic enhancement to Johan's music. The lights begin to brilliantly get emitted this little flickering light show that comes off from the top of the Shippy and then I feel Nazir, you pull that energy down below to be like fireworks and stuff basically going off below into the sides of Shippy, draw more attention in. And as Shippy itself, as Johan strikes the first chord of the lute, there's a moment in where things freeze for a moment, and then in Johan you feel this connection to just wild, thunderous energy. And there's just this echoing of a voice that you heard recently. Hell yeah, man! And the music just blows out from Shippy's holds, vibrating like an enormous instrument. And as this this music begins to blare out, Xerox just leaps off from the side of the ship, the rope dangling behind her as she just swings down, so attractively swinging as this lure beneath Shippy as you begin to fly off. And Xerox, you see these things begin to jump up and try and grab you out of the air, and you start seeing like ballista bolts firing down from Shippy as they get too close to you, and the ones like jump up and goes and just like slams into it. At least you have definitely got their attention. The show with like 32, I think it was, performance amplified, your guys' assistance in these different ways. Gray, you float spinning in the air, waiting for your moment as you see Shippy begin to sail away from you. You pause, wait, and see this like continuing just like cavalcade of these monsters following after Shippy, tearing through the swamp at like a terrible speed, ripping and tearing through whatever underbrush there is to move as quickly as they can. Only a very small group of them are left behind, as the vast majority of these creatures just sprinting after this crazy to even like describe scene as this like flying ship through the airs, like blaring music and lights and shit, like nothing the world has seen in an age, flying through the middle of like fucking nowhere in the Cragspire Mountains, alluring these like monsters, the first things to see such a spectacle in God knows how many years, are these monstrous lizard toads who are just like sprinting and crawling and gouging their way through the swamp after you. Gray, with that assist, you see your moment as only a small, like, lingering few fail to keep up with the pack. Some of them even like rent or clawed or like run over in their rush to chase Shippy. Some of them like pause, dig themselves out of the mud, lick their wounds, and you have your moment.
Yeah, Gray is going to think back to the fastest thing he's seen fall from the sky. And that's going to be a butt plug. And he's going to stick his devil-fingered hand up as he falls down into the earth. Butt plug forward.
That is going to be a high arcana magical satellite device. Not a butt plug. Not a butt plug. A purge delivery device that you mimic the shell that delivered Togetots to you all, and dive with all of your flying might into the swamp, trying to dive into it to sense and find what you may.
Fell into the swamp.
Do you want to try and accomplish this without drawing any undue attention to yourself, or you just fucking go for it at this point?
I mean, since his last encounter, I think he's probably trying to avoid getting beat the shit out of him.
Yeah. Go and give me a stealth check. And
Stealth butt.
yeah, just stealth.
I have foreseen this moment, and you have a 20.
Yeah.
I got a nat 20, so it's a 30 already.
30.
There's one stealthy fucking large rock asshole.
You've never seen a butt plug as stealthy as Gray. It's like 2 weeks later, you're like, what the fuck?
The rocky form of Gray spins and slams into not the open swampy water, but this like bit of like debris, like a broken off limb of one of these creatures, and just like all this like leaves and muck and stuff that helps like break the noise of the splash of your entry. And you time it as well with the beat of the receding show, and just as an immense like power chord hits, that's when you like time the strike into the water, and it is virtually indistinguishable from the greater chaos and noise in the air. You slam into the water, deep into, and beneath into the muck and the swampy silt. And you are, I presume, searching for a stone of some kind.
Yeah, I mean, he's learned from his past experiences. It's probably towards the center of whatever lake pool he's at, and is definitely not going to give off a tremor.
When you enter this pool, Gray, you dive in and you feel like there is like a current pushing back at you, like pushing you to the surface. You strain against this and dive harder and faster using your flight, using your like earth glide, using everything, using your rocky hands just to try and paddle where necessary, but you strive to go deeper. And you realize that it is not a physical like pressure of water, of current pushing away, but a psychic wind that is like pushing against your mind and not your body. Why don't you give me a wisdom saving throw?
19.
That's a success. Well, actually, your wisdom's actually good. So that's a success. Your intelligence, that's really garbage. With a natural 19, that will be a success. You feel a reassuring presence of big words, speaking words you don't understand into your mind comfortingly. And you steel your mind against this wind, this scouring wind of like psychic energy, and you know that you are in the right place. You need to dive after this. It is below you, and it is projecting an energy that is like going to be painful to draw closer to. But not necessarily something you can't handle per se. You're not sure.
Gray has known pain before. I mean, he lives with goblins. He knows what's up. He's going to push further. He knows what's right, what needs to get done.
Yeah. You ignore the pain, sharpen your focus as best you can. As Gray, is not the brightest among the big help gang, but Gray has a great many skills and talents that others don't. And among his skills and his abilities is just the ability of like a hunter, of being able to focus preeminently on your target and like leaving aside everything else but the hunt and what you're after in this moment. And this like burning pain that seems to just like scour what feels like your flesh but is in your head, Gray. You push out that pain and you push deeper into the earth. This force grows stronger and stronger and stronger as you get closer. And you can feel this time, even now, as you get close enough, through that tremor sense, like this, like, not a vibration per se, certainly nothing that persistent or regular, but instead you begin to feel like sudden and violent changes in the temperature of the earth that you're moving through. Like you can like reach out one arm to swim through and you feel almost like it's like pulling through like icy chunks of earth, and you reach out again the next moment and you feel as if like the earth is like boiling hot, almost like ready to melt. There is this the chaotic nature of whatever you're drawing close to, and it becomes more and more difficult to reach it. Why don't you give me a Constitution saving throw, Gray?
Oh my god, it's a 7. What's the Bardic Inspiration do? Is it a D8?
D10.
Is he still blessed?
Mm.
No.
I don't think so.
Okay, so bless no.
So what was your result?
3. The total is 13, I think.
13. You take 24 points of like various elemental damage as the space that you're traveling through is just like going through such chaotic and violent changes. Your body, even rocky and tough as it is struggling to adapt. As suddenly it's heated and then like snap frozen. You feel the intensity of this, Gray. You know you're close.
I mean, it's got to push forward.
The party aboard the ship continues sailing into the distance. You know Gray has begun his dive.
He's
After that,
going
you
to
don't
use
know.
a bonus action to also try and regain a little more health, too.
Okay. You continue your pursuit of this thing, swimming into the blind earth. You feel as you pass through this tempestuous elemental area, you feel as if you're like swimming into the eye of the storm. Past perhaps the outer shell or effect of this chaotic influence. But something evil lies before you. You've felt things similar. Gray, this is too familiar.
It's
There
the
is
fucking rot.
something of the rot in this. Something that smells or feels or tastes different, like leaking into the ground that you're swimming through. It's not the rot. But it tastes and smells so much like it. This evil, this unformed and ever-changing sense that is like, as soon as you try and identify it, it always is like curling into something new.
The redacted.
Get him.
Yeah, Gray lunges out.
Gray, give me an athletics check.
.22.
Wish I could roll like you guys sometimes.
Hey, I'm an Earth Elemental, baby. +5 strength.
That's true. You strive forward, reaching into the darkness, into the heart of whatever evil this is. You can't see it so in this beneath the earth like this, but you can sense it so close. And as you draw closer and closer, you feel again this familiarity, this stale, corrupt, not stale, but this like chaotic corruption that may not be the rot, but shares some of the same ingredients or something. You reach out towards this horrible thing, and you begin to feel the vibration of it in your fingertips. And moments later, your hand begins to wrap around a fragmented in places and rough and like it feels like a broken piece of of marble in places, but they're like sections of it that feel rounded and smooth as well. It feels strange, but in terms of texture, but also as soon as you touch it, your own thoughts for a moment scream inside your own head at a volume and like a tenor that's just like so painful, like it's echoing infinitely inside the chamber of your own skull, your own thoughts just like reflecting in on themselves, so they echo and echo louder and louder and louder until you might be driven mad by them. Give me a wisdom saving throw, Gray.
Yeah, so Gray is seeing Mary Colgrove just screaming at him, "You'll never be good enough. You'll never be the druid. You can't do this." 14.
Those repeated words of your one-time rival, Colgrove, repeat and echo and amplify inside your mind. It takes on an unbearable pitch and feels in no way does it feel like it's receding in this moment, just like amplifying, echoing, as if this vibration, this harmony is just like reinforcing itself. Take 22 points of psychic damage. You grasp.
Definitely Sandy.
Definitely Sandy. You grasp in your hand this strange rocky formation. In places feels smooth and curved, in other places feels like broken, like it's been like ripped from the earth, like the living rock. But it is in your hands.
He's gonna grab it and just swim as quickly as possible towards the surface.
You grab it, hold on to it, clutch it to yourself as it seems to scream at you to release it. You hold on, earth gliding, flying, swimming, projecting yourself forward in every way you can. You breach through the earth into the silt and then spray like the earth, like the water, the swamp sprays forth as you eject out into the air again. Why don't you give me another wisdom saving throw?
Ten.
That's going to be a failure.
Not an ideal number.
What's your bonus to your wisdom saving throws?
+3?
Really? As a druid?
Yeah, he's not a great druid.
He didn't roll very well for
Druid
his
or
stats.
Ranger first? Also,
Okay.
'cause I think
Ranger first, Druid second.
Druid gets wisdom as a saving throw, I think.
Yeah.
Take a 21 points of psychic damage.
Oof.
He's fine.
He's still in rock form, amazingly.
I know. Druid health pool.
Yeah, he is a mostly sand at this point. He looks like a sand castle.
Why don't the rest of you guys give me a perception check?
All right.
15. 24.
10, 15, 24.
24.
It's gonna be a little bit than that. 6. Wait, no. Yeah, 16.
There's a moment, Johan, where you're like, just like the strings of your lute are just like aflame with heat almost, as you're just like slamming through your music. Low through Shippy's hole and out into the swamp. You come on.
I can't help it. You're blowing through holes. You're diving deeper. I don't know what's happening anymore.
Straining against the pressure. There's a moment where like your like levels don't sound right. Like Shippy's been kind of like focusing or magically kind of like focusing some of that music and levels back at you, and like you hear something weird. What do you do?
I hear something.
Yeah,
weird.
like something's off with the levels. Like you're putting on a show, like the levels are wrong. Like
Where does it sound like it's wrong from?
it's like there's like some feedback, like something like in the like out of the back of the ship or something is like some feedback or something in the thaumaturgy. I'm not sure.
How does it sound? Like, is the reverberation from the feedback like close, or does it sound like it's way behind me?
It's really hard to tell. You just like feel like there's like a dead spot in like the sound or something. Like it's just like not like, yeah, there's just like something weird. Like you're not sure
Dead
exactly.
space.
It's like something fucked up like from the back of the ship. But you're like in the center of the heart of the music. Like
Yeah.
it's hard to tell out there.
Yeah. Okay. In my experience playing like in amphitheater settings, I'm used to like that kind of dead space if it's like a
Mhm.
larger object that's like in a specific area. So I would assume that that's probably gray. That's kind of breached the surface.
Yeah.
So I would kind of announce that still like very loud thaumaturgy going through Shippy. I would say, Gray's up. We gotta go get him.
Right on. Yeah, you like work it into the song, like announce to your crew as like even as you keep the show going. And you look back and you see there's a moment where the rocky form of Gray like flies up through the the foliage of the tree level, flies up into the air. Gray, give me a wisdom saving throw.
16. 16.
Natural 16.
Plus
What's
whatever.
your modifier?
Gray. Oh fuck.
Oh no.
How far away was
Gray,
he?
can you hear me? Oh, I see you go green, but I don't hear you. Oh wait, I might also be unmuted because.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Cool.
I rolled a 11. My wisdom is +3.
Nazira foretold this moment, or foresaw this moment, and gave you a 16, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
So that's a what, a 19?
Yeah, 19.
19 saves. Take 11 points of psychic damage. As you feel another wave of pressure come off this thing, and you feel like now you feel ahead of you, like you've broken the tree cover, flying out of the muck and the swamp. You see ahead of you, drawing certainly a lot of attention to itself. Shippy flying, some at this point probably like half kilometer or something away from you. You break the tree cover and you see Shippy, and there's like seeing Shippy, like being exposed to it, like you feel like that echoing, like reinforcing amplification of your own thoughts is struck by a wave of indiscernible thoughts washing over each other and your own mind, adding to the noise being trapped and amplified in your own skull. You guys turn Shippy around.
How fast can Shippy fly?
Fast.
Pretty fast. I don't have that right in front of me. I think Zero, so you might have the Shippy stats.
He just wrote the important things. I have it somewhere. Hold on.
But I think that to make this a little bit less, just to make a ruling here for the relevant piece of information, you think that Shippy can reach Gray in a really rapid, pretty quick time. Shippy has not traveled too far, but you think it would be 4 rounds until Shippy, effectively 4 rounds at like full speed, that Shippy could reach Gray where Gray is right now.
How far away is Gray?
4 rounds away at high speed, which is pretty fast. Are you thinking of it like a spell you want to cast?
Yeah,
Thinking about the range
like
for that?
polymorph, giant
Yeah.
eagle, 80
Those are all going to be probably in the 4th round.
Fourth round, okay.
Yeah, because Shippy moves faster than I think any of those ranges max is.
Okay.
What about a dimension door?
Dimension door is what, like 400, 500? I'll say 3rd round.
So Gray has taken enough damage that he has lost his form, and will be more than happy to cast polymorph on himself and carry the stone towards the ship.
Well, that's right, because you are.
Yeah,
at
you
full
guys
health.
see the rocky form of Gray just shoot out of the tree level, and then see it just like break. You see like rubble, like just like falling apart into like rocks, boulders, and sand. And at the center of it, still flying, is the tiny little form of Gray.
Suddenly he's reminded he's not supposed to grab the stone. As he flies back towards the ship.
Yeah, so with you flying towards the ship and the ship flying towards you, that'll probably be, we'll say, 2 rounds of this damage affecting you. Which, unfortunately, Gray, the one thing I do need to note is that it becomes more intense as you approach Shippy. Of the 2 rounds, the first one is going to be 32 points of psychic damage.
You want me to look up giant eagle real quick?
Yeah, how many wild shapes do you have?
This is polymorph at this point.
Oh, okay. Damn. Really scraping.
What damage was that?
Oh god, it was it was like 32 or 34. I think.
32 sounds accurate.
32 sounds accurate.
Instantly loses giant eagle form.
Is he great? Fly up as a rock. The rock burns away or like crumbles away. You see Gray sailing for a moment before like transforms into an eagle into an explosion. See that fly for like a couple hundred feet before that just explodes.
If he
into
has
feathers.
6 seconds, he will cast it again.
Wait, you still have fly on you, don't you?
Yeah.
I don't think so. Or do
No,
I?
you do, yeah.
Yeah, I got recast on you before you jumped in.
Oh yeah, well then he's definitely flying towards it without giant
The
eagle.
polymorphs soak HP.
It does soak HP. In the last round before you reach reach Shippy.
Don't kill our Gray.
Go ahead and take 37 points of psychic damage.
Jesus.
That's to Gray himself.
If you're in
Yeah,
if
because
you're
he
in
lost.
Gray
Yep.
form.
And plus eagle damage. Yeah, he's still good.
Yeah.
I mean, he ain't looking great, but he's still good.
Describe the state Gray arrives back on Shippy in as you guys are reunited. Shippy flying towards Gray as fast as it can, and Gray flying through the air in various forms until you reach the ship.
So Shippy is tilted slightly forward, and Gray just like barely lands on one of the 2 bladed thing in front of the ship, and he kind of slides along it, leaving this like blood trail as he is like holding onto the stone, desperately trying to crawl on the ship. Help, Gray! Help!
Hi there, Gray. It sounds like you're asking for some help. I'd love to help you. Just let me know how.
Die! Heals now!
Hey, everybody. Your friend Gray's dying right now and is asking for help. He's on the tuning blades in the front of the ship.
I touch rock. Sorry.
I'll go to him and cast Cure Wounds. He's in just great form, right?
Right now, why don't we just do a quick initiative? Well, let's see. There's. Yeah. Well. Yeah. Before I think we might be able to avoid initiative. You run up, cast Cure Wounds on Gray. Go ahead and unload the healing.
Unload the healing.
Gray, you slide onto the tuning fork of Shippy, which is at the base of the prow of the ship. It will take a little bit of flying or climbing to get onto the deck from here if you still have the energy to attempt it. You see Johan, if it's Cure Wounds, I'm imagining jumping from the front of the ship down onto the blades that extend from the front to reach Gray.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
26.
Healed for 26 HP.
Oof.
What do you guys do now?
I try to fly out there and
climbs up the rope.
grab
Nice.
Gray and
Flying
throw
out
him
there.
back onto the ship.
You grab Gray and fly him back on the deck.
Mm.
Okay.
I think we need to get out of here now. We got Gray back. He's stable. It looks like he was holding what we were looking for, but we should probably get going.
Yeah.
Shippy, get us out of here.
What was the purpose of grabbing this rock?
You got it. Let's go. And Shippy just
Is
in
this
Salem.
rock just emanating this like psychic force for everyone
Sure
now?
is. And
Sounds
this
fun.
I'm gonna
moment,
try to
as you-
cast banishment.
on the rock.
Yeah.
Why? We just
first Xerox.
got
not
it.
Xerox,
It's gonna
Gray.
kill everyone.
You please give me another wisdom saving throw.
don't banish powerful rocks.
Send it back to the limbo from which it came.
18?
An 18 is a success.
Unless we have a
so
lead
go ahead and
box
take
or something.
19 points of
A lead
psychic
sheath?
damage.
Yeah.
Doesn't-
I don't think it's big enough.
The rest of you,
Size.
you feel like each thought that you have, you see these things happening. Like you make the decisions to climb up the rope. You jump down there to heal Gray. Every time you respond to the environment, every time you have a thought, a decision, it there's a ping in your own mind, and it echoes back and forth just interminably inside your own head. Like your thoughts are a cacophony of just this painful chorus in your own mind, and you feel waves of other people's thoughts as well.
Wrong.
Why don't
Bad.
you each give me a
Touch.
wisdom saving throw, please?
Wait, grade 2?
Gray, you've had yours for this round.
21.
Nice, that's a success.
15.
It's a 9. I failed.
Anybody below a 17 can take full damage.
I am
What is
at
that?
17.
19 is full damage. Psychic.
19?
I'm immune to psychic.
Oh, you son of
I love it. I am resistant to psychic damage, so I will take 10.
And I take 10 because I'm at 17.
Thanks for the sword. Did you say lead box out loud?
Yeah.
Did you? If she did, well, can I see the stone?
What does it look like?
Yeah, Gray's arrived with it looks probably about the size of like a cantaloupe, medium-sized melon, but a fragment, a third of it's broken off and is this fragmented hard edge where it seems to be it's smooth, almost like the gentle folds of gray matter of a brain on the smoother side, and this broken rocky side where it seems to be something violent extracted this from something. It seems like
How big is it?
melon, little melon.
Can you
Gr-
try to smash it?
Gray, drop it. And I will take off my like lead sheath-lined scabbard for my sword and cast Fabricate on it and turn it into a box around it.
That's so cool. Does that take a note or is it an action?
That's an action. Let's find out. Let's look at my spells after I get back on the internet. I'm there, don't worry.
So that's a lot of psychic damage for some of the party if it's a minute.
Oh shit!
Xerox is just like Xerox, you're in like an island of calm. You feel like the torment, like this like pressure, the squall of the storm of psychic energy around you, and you just feel like you just see the reactions of all your comrades, but you're there.
Fabricate takes 10 minutes. This is gonna take a while. Plan B.
Smash it.
Try to smash it, and if that doesn't work, I'll banish it. Try to banish it.
Xerox will, hearing these proddings from the Zero, will step up and recklessly bring the hammer down.
Wait, last time we did this, it turned out badly for us. Now you see how we got into the issue with the dead book.
As hard as she can.
Yeah, go for it.
Well, it was already splintered and it was weaker, so maybe it'll be weaker if it's splintered. Mark's smiling and I don't like that.
No, I just, I always enjoy people coming up with reasons for me to, think in their favor.
18. That's what I got on that.
18. Your hammer slams into this thing, and you feel like a twist of your like wrist and arms as this thing like this is very hard. Like you slam into it. I will need some damage from you, but like you feel like this, like it does not want to give, and like it feels like it twists the attack as much as it takes it head on.
That's just 8.
8. This thing, from the resistance it met your hammer with, may as well be the same material as your armor.
Adamantium?
I can try again. Maybe I score a crit.
I've got nothing to do with it.
I will just.
Why don't you all give me
I
a
will
wisdom
cast
saving throw?
banishment.
Wisdom saving throw, please. DC 17.
19.
16.
That's a natural 1 for a 4.
Failures take 19. Successes take 9.
That's another 10.
Xerox will swing again. Just to see what happens.
Gray crawls below deck. You see the bugs crawl out of his bug bag, forming like a second set of arms. So he has 6 legs and arms that carry him downstairs below deck.
Actually, Xerox will burn Rage and go into a Rage. And I'll keep these same rules, but it's a 26 to hit. Just to add as much damage as I possibly
Does
can.
this seem familiar to you at all, Shippy?
What?
Okay.
Hi! It sounds like you're trying to ask me a question. I'm hearing my own thoughts echoing loudly in my own construct.
It's 16 points of damage.
Again, you like slam into it it's just like on the deck of the ship. This like dark wood hull of Shippy is incredibly durable, but you feel for a moment to give, and you feel like there's this like moment as you swing, like you can feel the force as it begins to like dissipate, and like the stone like drives into the deck of Shippy a little bit, burrowing into the wood, but don't seem to do any damage to this sort of thing.
Xerox.
I cast Shatter on it.
Jesus.
That's a big AoE too.
Yeah.
Do you tell Xerox to get back first?
Standing on it, but unfortunately I went into a rage, so there we go.
If I see him cooking up Shatter, I'm gonna ready These are dire situations. I'm going to channel Divinity, Destructive Wrath, and I'm going to target it with Chain Lightning. Actually, yeah. Chain Lightning is the safest thing for everybody. And I'm going to opt to just target the stone as opposed to adding multiple other targets.
Okay.
And I'll do. If everyone's doing their damage on it, I'll join in with some sunbeam.
Okay.
Alright.
So tell me the spell and the damage and stuff you're doing.
Shatter. 15 points of thunder damage.
Okay.
It needs to make a Constitution saving throw.
I mean, technically it does need to make a con saving throw for Shatter as well, but...
What? Alright. Obviously, you can only use a spell, like it has to be able to target an object for you to be able to use it on it. This is not a creature.
So, Chain Lightning does 80 because I use Channel Divinity.
That's a shitload of damage. You feel like there's this moment where you are working yourself through the process of like casting this magic on this thing, and you feel like the incantations or like the prayers like echoing and reverberating inside your own mind. You feel the cackling energy of this crackling energy. Okay, it's not laughing. The crackling energy of this lightning, like drawing itself around your arm before you launch it forward. This thing. You feel this like all this energy just slamming into this stone relic, which nothing. It dissipates. There is it's as if for a moment like this thing, like that electrical energy just got swallowed into a void of like just such a chaotic, like malevolent space that like has no bottom or width or breadth. That energy was just like pulled into that madness and is dissipated.
Does Shippy have any lead-lined boxes? Like
This is really starting to hurt. I just thought I'd let you know.
like the ether.
Can we do anything about this?
Can I cast Dispel Magic on it?
Sure.
Great. I'll do that.
The highest level that you can.
Why don't you guys all give me a wisdom saving throw?
I don't wanna.
That's a 16.
18.
Natural 1.
Wait, I'm gonna re-roll that.
Failure's taken 18 on this one.
9!
So,
Gray's going to cast Mass Cure Wounds. Everyone is going to take
Gray's being,
18
like,
points of healing.
pulled off the deck by his like insect arms and legs and cast Mass Cure Wounds as he's leaving.
As he's running downstairs, everyone within 30 feet gets 18 points of healing.
Xerox will recklessly swing at this thing again.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to use Bardic Inspiration.
It's like slightly now like indented into the deck of the ship.
It's probably not going to work for it. I mean, so 18.
That definitely hits.
It's just like fucking 9 points.
There is just this moment as you bring your magic hammer down on this thing, and it's just like it, like you feel the amount of like the force that you hit this thing with, just like is now just like vibrating through your hammers, like into your arm and up your elbow and shoulder. You feel like if this were not a magical weapon, it would have like split in two possibly or something. Like you brought so much strength down on this thing that you're gonna break even this magical weapon before you break this. You think?
Grab it. I would lift it up and I would say it's not doing anything to me. let me deal with it in the room. Take us back to the Meldrons. They've dealt with it before.
Good idea.
And so I'll go take it to the furthest recess of the ship and put myself in the room with it.
Yeah.
And that's what I'll do.
You
At least that'll give Xerox enough time, or Boop enough time to make the lead case, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
10 minutes.
You take this thing and head into like the very rear of the ship, or forward front of the ship would be the most secluded. You hang on to this thing as it continues to release wave after wave of psychic energy. We'll end the session here, but you are not far enough away from this thing to be protected from its effects. The rest of your crew. As Xerox moves to the very front of the ship and you guys like retreat to the back, the length of Shippy is not sufficient to protect you from its effects. And you hear again, "Hi there! I think I'm about to be torn apart.
Oh fuck,
We
Shippy
should
can
do
take
something
damage.
about this real
It's a
soon."
fly on you.
Fly on me.
Yep.
We'll end our session right there with Xerox holding on to the rock, and it still being a bad brain rock.
How mad is what's his face down below decks right now?
Who?
Everyone.
You're definitely not slaves. Your monstrosity capture pet.
Our monstrosity
The
pet.
drakes.
Yeah.
All the birds are dead. The drakes are dead as well now.
No! This was Mark's plan the whole time.
Getting this down to a manageable size.
Gray remembers the
Alice,
words,
no.
"Don't touch the stone again."
What'd you say, Greg?
Don't touch the stone again.
Alright. Excellent session, Mark.
Thank you.
Oh, the big help gang. We like to get in trouble.
Oh man.
Little